mailing address. I want to mail you a spoon. I'm tired of people saying that because I am who I am, I can't eat shit out of my fucking ass. Eat it. Kiss my fucking ass and lick my balls. Eat it. Fucking eat it. Oh, he's doing the meme. Oh, this is cringe. Eat it. Eat it. I am fucking based. Fucking eat it. Shut the fuck up. Take your fucking ass and eat it. Eat it. Kiwi Farms. I want to mail you a spoon on a daily fucking basis. Phil's a racist, Phil's a sexist, Phil's this, Phil's that. I am who I am. I am fucking based. Eat it. Kiss my fucking ass and lick my balls. Eat it. Fucking eat it. Oh, he's doing the meme. Oh, this is cringe. Eat it. Eat it. Eat it. I am fucking based. Eat it. Fucking eat it. Shut the fuck up. I am who I am. Eat it. Eat it. Eat it. Eat it. Fucking eat it. Oh, he's doing the meme. Oh, this is cringe. Eat it. Eat it.
You think I care about this shit? Ask me if I care about this shit, cause I don't give a shit. If I had $1 for every time they said I gave a shit, I'd be broke, cause I don't give a shit. I'm not loyal to anybody, I'm a demon. I have no loyalty for anyone. Never did, never will. Straight gas and cutting straight to the bricks. Ha ha. Popped a perk 30, got straight to fucking. Popped a old garbanzo bean. Fuck you mean. I'm sick in the head. Y'all can't fuck with me. This shit ain't nothing to me, you stupid piece of shit. We're smoking filtered crack, you stupid piece of shit. Shorty chose to be with a demon, sounds like her problem to me. She spread it and let me take a deep sniff of that slime. That coochie yummy slime. That coochie doing it for me slime. I don't give a fuck if I go blind. I'll have to stun on them next time. Straight gas and cutting straight to the bricks. Ha ha. Popped a perk 30, got
straight to fucking.
Popped a old garbanzo bean. Fuck you mean. Ha ha. I'm sick in the head. Y'all can't fuck with me. You can't trust me. I don't even trust myself.
I don't even trust myself. I guess we should get this started because it's already been a while and I had to delay it by an hour. Sorry about that, but I had some stuff to do. So, welcome everybody. Swaycast 17? What is the number? 17. Yes, I'm on camera mode because I wanted to show you this shit. I swear I hadn't seen it until now. So I got an energy drink for today. Looks like it's terrible. So this is called Tiger. Hold on. Oh my god, this green screen. Tiger Shiny Tea. And I think it's like a bubble tea type of shit. But the thing I hadn't seen is that it has fucking waifus on it. It has waifus all over the place. And here down in the corner, it literally has prayer hands. You can see this? Look at this. It has prayer hands. This is now the official the official detractor sponsor drink. I should reach out to them for them to give me money. So I can advertise that I can drink it on stream. Actually, let's see what it tastes like. See what it tastes like. Probably tastes fucking trash. But yeah, I wanted to try out something new because I usually get just whatever variety. Oh my god, this smells terrible. Ah, this shit sucks, dude. But if they pay me to advertise it, then it's the best. So until they do that, we won't really find out what the quality is. So I'm gonna go. Here goes a sip. Yeah, smells like milk, and it tastes like milk and tea, which I think is the gimmick. Hold on, should say something on the fucking label. Oh, this is supposed to be pineapple, and it says it's not recommended for children, pregnant women, and breastfeeding women. Thank God I'm none of them. And it says do not mix with alcohol. I thought that was the whole idea of energy drinks, is to mix them with alcohol. What's with all the fucking energy drinks you can't mix with alcohol? Never mind. Let's go. Let's do the thing we're gonna do today. Welcome to the Swaycast. Let's do some quick recap first, because the guy's been up to some things that I don't entirely know about. So I'm gonna try and find out, I guess. It's kind of the whole idea. First, let's go over to the Twitter, or as some people call it, the X style app. And let's see how he's been doing the last couple of days. I think I haven't streamed in like 3 to 4 days or something. So shout out to Gamerface Gaming, of course, always delivers when it comes to recap of the DSP shit. Oh yeah, before we begin, hold on. I have received an overnight contribution with a question, so I'm gonna try and give it my best. Thank you, Anonymous, for the contribution. This is the message.
Hey man, big fan. I wanted to find this segment on TBS where Derek called from the year 2077 and DSP was still begging. I can't find it and keep thinking about it. Do you have an idea? Big ups.
Here's the thing. I really wish I had an idea, but I completely forget everything that happens on my stream or on the podcast the moment I wake up on the next morning. So I can't exactly help you with this. If somebody knows where this segment is coming from, where I guess it's a bit that somebody sent us, so it must be on the message show, not on the official podcast, the official one. If somebody knows, put it in the replies, or like get in touch with me, send me the link, and I'll add it to the description of this video so you can send it. But I would assume, like I said, it's one of the message episodes where people send us stuff. It's probably a bit, and I would say try somewhere from April to August, probably, because I remember that's when we used to get a lot of bits. And yeah, that's how I could help the most, dude. Sorry, that's all I got, and thanks for the overnight shout out. Anyways, so yeah, this is something that I'm gonna spotlight today, is DSP's exams that he took in the Yakuza game. And I'm gonna go ahead and say it before the fact. I cheated on all of those exams because they cost like 50,000 yen each. So no, fuck that. I'm not doing it. But he did them. And there was some like really interesting questions over there that are kind of easy, but he got them wrong. Yeah, well, last night he finished at a fashionable $20 out of 50 at a top tip of 15. So literally there's like, what, 2 people sent him a tip the whole fucking stream? So it's this pawnage guy, Pawnage 101, with a 15, and somebody else with a 5. So yeah, shit is not going good. And because of that, we have a DSP secret stream. I don't exactly know what that's gonna be, a mystery stream, but I've heard that he put out a poll for it, so we can find out what's gonna be. So the late night stream on Tuesday, February 20th, vote on what you like to do. And the 2 options, God fucking damn it, the 2 options are whatever the fuck you might think is the worst thing that he could do at any time. We got Chill with Phil, a literal 2-hour Q&A. 2-hour Q&A! And just like sitting there reading chat and being miserable. Or we have Tekken 8, which is Darkside Phil playing Tekken 8. So I don't even know. It's gonna be terrible. But he's advertising it as a mystery stream. So the first time I saw this broadcast, I was thinking like, oh damn, this is interesting. I mean, what is he doing? Is it some kind of a new gimmick because he's had a couple of slow days? So maybe it's gonna be a new gimmick. Oh yeah, that's right, King Jad. It's more like a misery stream. God damn. So yeah, let's see how the results of this poll are looking. And of course, I'm going to click on chill with Phil because I know that's going to be miserable for everybody involved. And I'm not watching any of it. So whoever tunes into that, enjoy. Well, it is still pretty close. It is 53% for the chill with Phil and 47% for Tekken 8. But yeah, imagine how bad his Tekken 8 gameplay must be to where people prefer that he's just sitting there doing a Q&A for 2 hours. 2 hours. Miserable. Kat doesn't want to be on stream anymore. I don't think I talked about that on stream. I talked about it on the podcast because she didn't respect the people who pay her bills and put food in her mouth, metaphorically. She didn't respect them enough to sit there for 2 hours when she was scheduled to and supposed to. So yes, very epic soulmate. She made DSP look like a complete and total cuck, which he is. She made herself look like a bitch, which she probably is. And she made him look like a bitch too, which he definitely is. But I mean, you're not supposed to do that. You're supposed to make both of you look better, right? But right. Anything else we got from the day stream yesterday at a very cool 52 contributions with the top contribution of 1 Minute Man with a 25. So yesterday, oh my god, it seems like it was a miserable day. God damn it. And what is up with that like to dislike ratio? Look at this. Doesn't happen very usually. He got 82 upvotes and 404 downvotes. This shit is wild. And yeah, I heard 1 Minute Man got yelled at. That's why I wanted to schedule the stream a little bit earlier today so I can go through those clips. Because he was apparently again talking about sex in video games. Because it's like, this guy is supposed to be, by the way, completely unbothered by it. It doesn't bother him one bit. But he, more than anybody in life that I know, has had multiple rants talking about sexuality and sex and sexual content in video games. Even if it's not like overt and like over the top and super like R-rated, he still is very bothered by it. So yeah, I might as well just start watching the entire thing, the entire podcast from yesterday and just skip through the dog shit. Let me just think if I have something more to recap. Oh yes, I do. Quick mention goes to Review Tech USA, who fired his co-host that people actually liked very much, and then hired a failed Twitch titty streamer that has absolutely nothing to offer or add to the table. And all I'm gonna say is that the comments on that stream are really, really entertaining to read, and you should definitely go and check him out. The stream itself is boring as shit. They don't do anything. Rich just sits there kind of like a bitch and a cuck. He got nothing to say because guess what? He is high. So yeah, good luck with being very entertaining. And the girl has nice tits, and that's about it. And she probably has an awesome personality. This is what I'm obligated to say. Otherwise, I hate women. Then, I guess, yeah, let's just go and dive into the whole pre-stream from yesterday. dspgaming. The plot answers in Baldur's Gate 3. This is today's day stream. I'm not watching that shit. You can miss me with that. I'm not getting scammed into it. What else has he been playing? Oh yeah, apparently Dondoko Island is now boring. You know, the thing that he's been hyping everybody up for weeks, actual weeks, to advertise his wife. And the result was 2 streams of, well, diminishing returns. And then Cat is now finally gone. So yes, let's dive into the pre-stream from yesterday.
Show. It's the Level 1 podcast, and we're starting up a new week here. It is Monday, the 19th of February, 2024. Indeed, I'm DSP.
Yeah, look, that's the thing proper. There is a... It's not an absolute fact that whenever you're under the influence of kind of any substance, your stream is going to be bad. You can be drunk as shit and have an awesome stream or a terrible stream. It's just that Rich is one of those people that is just... The more substances he's on, the less interesting he is. And he was never really all that interesting in the first place. So, you know, it's kind of a bad situation.
And I welcome you here to the show. A more relaxed show yet again. Checking all
Why is it more relaxed?
outlets for updates. There's not a lot going on in the realm of gaming right now. Likely because outside of a few surprise releases here or there that have been good over the last month, like Pal World or Helldivers 2, there's not that much going on in the realm of gaming. A million RPGs out at once. The next hot release, incidentally, is a hot RPG, Final Fantasy VII.
Oh my god. Oh well, at least his audience, I think, likes Final Fantasy games, and they're gonna tune in for that because, man, if he keeps just playing those RPGs, he's gonna destroy his own channel more than it already is destroyed. Because man, this shit is miserable. But let's actually take a quick glance at the views. That's all I want to do. Just very quick glance because it's not good. It's not good. When was the last time he broke 1,000? Oh, it's this one where Cat is there. That's it. And the other one with Cat didn't even get to like 800. So really bad, really bad. I've heard him consider doing like DSP politics. That was a message in his chat that he made. But he also said that if he was doing political content, he wanted to do it somewhere that's not YouTube, so his YouTube presence is not affected or hurt by it. Because he already knows, like he already knows, the moment he opens his mouth about politics, people are gonna be like buzzing around him like flies on shit. It's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be wild. We're gonna see like Destiny reacting to his stuff. We're gonna see fucking Vosh reacting to his stuff if he hasn't still been murdered for pedophilia. We're gonna see Tipster probably if he hasn't defended somebody who's gonna get murdered for pedophilia, and so on and so forth. It's gonna be miserable. Miserable. And it's just not gonna be worth it, and he knows it. But he might just be desperate enough to try. Might just be desperate enough.
And because of that, it does kind of feel like a big lull here. And although there are some weird discussions in gaming, such as, Halo should be taken away from 343 Industries and put into the hands of another studio. No shit. Been saying that for like 5-6 years. But
oh man, it really, really, really bothers him. And this is something that I find incredibly funny about him. It really bothers him that people don't take his opinion seriously. And he himself as a professional YouTuber, nobody takes him seriously. Nobody has ever taken him seriously, by the way. But nowadays, now that he has a podcast, he feels like he has this platform to spread his takes, and people are choosing on purpose not to take him seriously. He's just so desperate for that validation. For somebody of some kind of high reputation to acknowledge him and say, "Hey Phil, you were right about this, man. I wish I listened to you." But it's never gonna happen because his opinions are super generic. They're super level 1 type of opinion. That's like saying that Ubisoft puts out games that are half-baked and stretched out and padded out. That's like saying that Bethesda games are glitchy and buggy and unfinished. It's those kind of opinions. And nobody takes those very seriously to begin with, but he expects to be taken seriously more than everybody else because, of course, it's fucking him. He has the main character syndrome of everybody. Epic stuff.
outside of stuff like that, there's not a lot going on. So today will definitely be a more laid-back day here on the channel, and in particular on the podcast.
Oh, I wonder if he's going to be very laid back.
About how yesterday went, particularly the Retro React stream I did last night over on DSP Throwback. Because I'm very pleased, honestly, about the times that we're having over there. I think that we're having so many good times, and
whoa.
And I'm getting very excited.
What?
For the future.
What the fuck was that crunchy ass snort, man?
Very pleased, honestly, about the times that we're having over there.
Holy shit.
So many good times, and
God damn.
I'm getting very excited for the future because of that. So we'll talk a little bit about that
Miserable.
today, perhaps where.
Next. Let's just keep skipping, bro.
Today being our full React day. And I know I haven't really done full React days like that in a while. And every once in a while we do one. And some people like it and some...
$5 from Copsidifal. A rock has more personality than her, and the second that Sprout's bra comes off her, lemons fall to her knees.
Hold on, is this saying... Yeah, why is this adding the amount in the person to the TTS? It didn't used to do that. But never mind, dude. Never mind. Big up Scope Side Phil. Yes, Kat doesn't have any personality. She has nothing to add to the stream outside of just I guess negative vibes. That's the only thing. 'Cause I saw a little bit of her quitting the stream, and in the last like 2 minutes, she was just. It was just somebody who just doesn't want to be there. It's not like she wanted to be there in the first place, but the first stream that they did, she kind of looked pretty excited and enthusiastic to play the game. So let's see, DSP. I'll just look it up on his channel. God damn it. It's probably in the end. But again, like I said, it's very disrespectful to the people that pay their living, especially hers, because she just gets the benefit. At least DSP has to beg for it. It's not this one. And like she's being treated like some kind of a superstar, getting the red carpet treatment, and then look at her. In the end, we just bounce. That's it. What was that? Half an hour before the end? Yeah, 15 minutes before the end. Well, that's a little bit more, but yeah, you know what I mean. And here she is up there, just hiding in plain sight, like an assassin.
We're tired. You can go.
Yeah, I need to stand up.
All right, go ahead.
And then it just said, I need to stand up. And it's like, and we don't even get a sign off, you know? We don't even get like, thanks everybody for watching. I'll see you next time. We just get a bye. And then we're just gone.
I mean, you already know what you're doing. So.
Yeah, you can take off for the night. Just say goodbye to everyone. That's all.
Bye.
And of course, he's talking to her like she's actually lobotomized. Like she is actually lobotomized.
Yeah, Kat, you don't have to be here, you know? You can just, get up, baby.
She's beat.
She's beat from what? Playing video games? Or not working a part-time job? She's
You guys
beat.
have to understand, Kat is not used to doing this. She is not a streamer in any capacity.
She is not a streamer in any capacity, by the way. We must have forgot about Chaos Realm 1, her streaming channel where he used to stream games in many capacities. But yeah, in this case, it's totally her fault. Very entitled behavior, very bitchy, and I don't give a fuck if she got autism or whatever the fuck. She's not that bad. If she can work a job, she's perfectly fine.
People don't, you know, because the thing is, being a variety creator, people like different things that I do. Some people like the podcast. Some people like
Yes, I do.
Some people like the react show. Some people are liking the throwback content. So like a jack of all trades, master of none, I believe is what they say. And basically, I know that when I do a whole day of one thing, some people get disappointed. But I think yesterday was great to break it up and was very good variety. So let's talk about yesterday.
Let's actually not do that. I'm gonna skip the whole bullshit thing. Do we have an OP Boon AI generated dog shit? Thank God. For once, this guy is helping me. So we get the concept of throwback on DSP. What? The concept of progress of DSP throwback streams. What the fuck does that even mean? Details the premise of DSP throwback. Look, dude, even the AI generated timestamps are obnoxious to read. Even they're fucking insufferable. So we got a long-term vision and audience engagement strategy for DSP throwback. Oh my god, look at this. Look at this business boy. Addresses the balance between maintaining the uniqueness and specialness of retro react streams while considering regularity. Oh my god. We should send this memo to the board. They're gonna love it. Shareholders love this. Then we got DSP throwback, we don't care. Schedule and content highlights, we don't care. Tuesday night streaming options, we don't care. We already know what's happening. It's gonna be a Q&A with Phil. Especially if more of the trolls go and check out that poll. Then we got evaluation of recent game releases. This is the worst business meeting I've ever been in. Analysis of recent game releases and their suitability. Oh, by the way, my best business meeting I've ever been in. It was when I used to work. I used to work as a system administrator, and one of my colleagues, he had written like a report because there's something that happened. They needed to write a report about it, and he got the company name wrong like multiple times, and we all just made fun of him. So yes, that was a fantastic meeting. There we get differentiating super chats and dude, look at this. At 3613, is soliciting support from viewers. This is literally just the begging segment. It's literally just the begging segment. Soliciting support. Let's see this. I actually fucking love this one. Let's start from here.
By the way, I'm really annoyed. I have a catch in my nail here. It's driving me bonkers.
Epic.
I feel like I should go take care of it, because if I don't, this is gonna bother me the entire show.
Thank you for
So I'm
10
gonna mute
months,
the mic, go to the
Elizabeth.
bathroom for 1 minute, take care of this, and come right back.
Yeah, look at this dude, man. Look at this dude. Is the stream elements down right now? I don't think so. I don't know. It looks like it's working. And dude, does he actually wear the Zelda pajamas every day? Because it's clear that he just gets out of bed with the jammies and just goes to stream. There's no like in between. We don't put the jammies on as like a work outfit. Because it seems like every day I see somebody post a screenshot exactly like this, with him and the Zelda jammies. It's like, bro, those probably smell like I don't even know. I'm not even thinking about what they smell like.
I bet you guys wish you could work in Breath of the Wild pajama pants.
Oh, dude, we even acknowledge him. Well, I do get to do that. Whenever I work remotely, I get to do that. But no, sometimes it's actually much better when you go to work to like dress up in a very in an attire, in an outfit that you feel comfortable in and confident in. So I like dressing up to work, like going to work and dressing up nicely, so I like how I look.
They're very comfy. Anyway, all right. So now that's that.
Yeah,
And
but
what
I guess in his entire existence, he is still living with the mindset that people had in 2010, that if you do work as a professional YouTuber and that's your full-time occupation, people would die for that. They would murder for that. And it would be like everybody's biggest dream. It's not really like that anymore, because there's many people that work full-time online, and some of them do like YouTube content, and the whole like, I don't even know how to call it. It's not that special anymore. It's not that fancy anymore, and it's not that interesting anymore. But he thinks that everybody should be super jealous of him.
I'm going to say was thank you to those who are supporting my content, despite the fact there hasn't really been a new game in the rotation in several weeks. There are new games coming. I'm excited for that. But I'm happy for those of you that are here every day, hanging out with me, chilling, enjoying the podcast, enjoying the games I am playing, enjoying the chill vibes of the retro, react stuff, and stuff like this. It's all good stuff. And please consider right now supporting the content if you haven't recently. Notably, if you were gifted one of the fake memberships, and I say fake because they really are.
Well, they're not.
If you're getting something literally for nothing and no one has paid for it and no one gets any credit for it.
Yes, you do, and yes, they did. We've talked about this a billion trillion times. They paid money for it. They just paid a fraction of what they would usually pay.
Basically stolen content, right?
And it's basically stolen content. Basically, sure.
No one should be getting thousands of free memberships to this channel.
Oh, by the way, this shit's been happening to Wings as well. They started trolling him like that. But I don't think he gets nowhere near the member bombs that DSP does, or is bothered by it.
Or any of my channels. It's a fucking problem, and YouTube needs to fix it, but there's nothing I can really do about that. But if you got one of those memberships, and you're enjoying it, and it's maybe something that you would have bought yourself to support the channel, I would ask if you could please do something.
This is like, unironically, such a despicable piece of shit guilt-tripping segment that I don't even know what to say about it. Because this motherfucker is trying to make the people who, they didn't choose to get a fucking free membership, they just got one. It just happened that they got one. And now he's making them feel bad for getting something, you know, randomly getting it. And now they should give him money to compensate because they were fortunate enough to get one. It's like, damn, you get to pay for the privilege?
To support the channel other than that.
And the thing is, he already did that scam on the React channel with that submissions tier. And apparently it fucking worked because those idiots paid him more for the same shit.
Whether it be a super chat, a super sticker, a membership that's legit, a gifted membership to a community member that's legit, or a tip, that would help me a lot right now. I am down a lot of revenue, and I'm basically kind of stabilizing right now. So I'm kind of seeing now with the new gifted membership issue where I'm going to be at. and it's a lot lower than it used to be. It's not really-
No,
obviously.
no
I'd like
shit.
to maybe get a boost.
I would like to get a boost. But I thought, hold on, I can't even wrap my head around where we are in this whole timeline and what is happening. Because as I remember, when he did that marathon, when was it? On the 10th, 11th, somewhere there. He needed like $1,500. And then he's been making money, you know, normally. And he had a couple of very slow streams. But now it's like he's stabilizing and he needs a boost. So I don't even know. Is he down a bunch of money, like $1,000? Or did he overcome the issue? He said it was killing him like a couple of days ago.
Possibly when I play new games coming up, but there's not much I can do about that. You know, it's not, I didn't do anything wrong. People are watching the content. My overall views are up. My overall watch time and engagement is up for the last 2 months. Yet everything's down revenue-wise because of this issue. So any support of any kind right now is much appreciated. Please consider it. I'm not going to sit here and harp on it all day, but I just want to let you know right now, anything would be appreciated. If you're watching this podcast right now on demand, you watch it every day religiously and you love it.
Religiously.
Are you a channel member?
Bro, Phil, if I was watching this podcast every day religiously, I know you're fucking broke already, moron. I know you need the money already. And if I haven't given you money, I probably never will. If I'm watching this shit religiously. You idiot.
Chances are you probably are, because so many people got gifted a membership. Well, maybe consider leaving a super thanks on this podcast after the fact. That will support the channel. Even if it's, you know, a little bit, a dollar. It helps, man. It really would to help to the fact that I have all of this lost income and I don't really have a way to really recoup it right now. Anything would help. Okay? All right. Done. That's all I'm going to say. I'm not going to talk about it all day.
Yeah, but you already fucking did.
Let's get the shout out, shall we?
mean...
So our first contribution of the day was from Slow Motion, who did a $20 super chat. Thank you so much, Slow Motion. Very much appreciated. A generous...
And I love him moving the goalposts about a bunch of stuff, but I think the begging is the one thing that I love him moving the goalposts the most, because it's just so fun trying to see this grown-ass man justifying belittling himself and humiliating himself for like $5 or for the possibility of $5 every single day. Because in the beginning it started off as, I will never beg. Those people that beg on YouTube are pathetic losers and they're worthless humans and they should get a job. Then that happened when he was on Twitch. He didn't really need to beg. Then he started begging to save his house because, you know, taxes, maxes, all that fucking bullshit. He was tax maxing by that time. He was debt maxing. Then we reached the point where, you know, he came back on YouTube. He had to beg. So the begging was out in the open. He had already established himself as a prolific e-beggar at that point. He was like the Exodia of online begging. And at some point, he kind of overcame his issues. And then he started packaging the begging in a different way. Where's the TTS on this one? No TTS. Oh, next time. Let me just finish. And then at some point, recently, he had the audacity to have the whole Scorn segment. And that Scorn segment by itself in a vacuum is insane, but it got amplified by Sir Moist that made fun of it and dragged his ass for it. And then he decided to not only acknowledge that he's begging in a very exploitative way, in a very pretty much abusive way. You can say it's pretty emotionally abusive to try and guilt trip somebody so much so they can pay your fucking bills. And then he decided not to do it. And from then on, we've been slowly just moving the goalposts and trying to justify how some things are e-begging, some things are not e-begging. But, you know, he talked about it. He wanted to have people call him out on it. Yeah, that's what he said. He said, if you see me doing that, I'm going to look at chat and you guys should say, Phil, you're doing it again. Stop doing it. That was a fantastic pre-stream, by the way. And then, of course, this shit keeps happening. And now the definition of e-begging is if you're... And he admitted to e-begging, by the way, a couple of days ago when he said he had the whole, like, it's killing me type of segment. Yeah, so the whole definition of e-begging now, he fits right in it, but he's forced to beg now. He has no other choice, and it's the troll's fault. So now we're not even trying to pretend like he's not a beggar. That's just how in the past he has acknowledged and admitted that he's a lolcow, but not by his own choice. That's it. After years of saying that he's not a lolcow, eventually he's like, well, am I a lolcow? Well, the fucking trolls made me a lolcow. This happened like relatively recently too.
Contribution there. And then Slow Motion actually had done a second super chat for another $10. So thank you, Slow Motion, for all those super chats.
Oh yeah, let's see what's happening here with this.
$2 from Copsidifal shows he thinks the Dents are absolutely morons.
Well, I mean, that's the thing. He knows what kind of people watch him. He knows it's not the fucking Mensa candidates. He knows he's not being watched by fucking intellectuals because what he makes is not intellectual content, but those idiots pay the bills, so who fucking cares? That's why I'm talking about, like, Cat has to have more respect for those idiots. Even though they're window lickers and they're fucking mouth droolers, they still make sure that she got food to shovel down her throat. So maybe just stay there for a couple more minutes, even if you're bored.
That's this morning. OG Cookies TV, also with $1 super chat there, so thank you for that. And so OG Cookies TV is the latest super chatter. For the record,
hold on, there was
some people
another
ask
one
me this
that
from
didn't
time
play.
to time, so I'd like
£5 from Johnny 5 Ive. This is the business where we wear when we pretend we have a JHB and run business, okay?
But that's the thing.
Running dash.
Okay, then you might start thinking, and I think that's a pretty valid point. It's like, why is he focusing on the top half when he started wearing better clothes because low tier god made fun of him? Why is he focusing on the top half when everybody knows he's just wearing like pajama pants in the bottom? If he's trying to be professional, at least like don't wear pajama pants. But now he's just admitting that he's not even trying to be professional. So why not just keep wearing the gaming shirts? Obviously, it makes him look better. Somehow, I don't know. It's too much.
to actually address it. Some people say, Phil, why don't you have biggest super chat? Just like you have top tip, why don't you have like top super chat on your leaderboard? And the answer is very simple. Because sadly, YouTube does not discern between denominations of currency. So for example, right now someone could come in here and do a 20-pound super chat. Then someone could come in here and do a 20 euro super chat. Then someone could come in here and do a 20...
Bro, they all get converted on the back end. You can actually see them. But he does everything wrong. So that's why it doesn't work for him, because he's an idiot. And also he is banned from those websites. I think he is banned from Streamlabs and Stream Elements. So I don't even know if he can look at his activity feed. Because on my end, I see everything in dollars. And on the event list that you can see on stream, everything is in dollars, I believe. So that's it. And yeah, hey, big ups Profit for the 5 gifts, dude. And that's kind of it. He's doing everything wrong, so he can't afford to do new stuff.
Rubles super chat. And I have no way to discern between them to know what's the biggest one, sadly. And it sucks because I wish I did. I wish that YouTube would do that, like put it all into one currency so you could tell. So I can't really do anything about that. To control it, I don't have a currency converter here. Where on the fly I could be adjusting super chat denominations against each other to see who's the biggest one. The easiest thing to do is just put the latest super chatter on the leaderboard. When it comes to tips, the vast majority of my tips come in USD or United States denomination. So because of that, that's easier to figure out, and that's why I do it that way. Okay.
Sure, man. Whatever.
So here you go. Well,
whatever. Because, like, this is the type of guy to do everything in the worst way possible and then complain that everything runs bad. So, why do we even have to have a discussion about this? Just let him do whatever the fuck he wants. He's gonna end up, like, killing himself in the end. I mean, like, metaphorically.
Switch says the pound is now more expensive than the euro. See, I don't even know. So the pound you're saying is the biggest?
Hell yeah.
The euro is second, ruble.
We love getting pounded down here on level 1.
Third, but where's the USD in there? The pound is more.
You have to admit, it really is sad at how good he is at taking advantage of mentally challenged teens and semi-adults.
Well, he's not very good.
Olympics, this man would be Michael Phelps.
But that's the thing, though. When you beg, if the result is disproportionate to your beg, then it didn't work. So if he can sit there and have like a 20-minute begging segment telling you that he's having issues behind the scenes and then Argentina is fucking with him and whatever else, something behind the scenes, super secret, super damaging, and all he can get for that is like $10, then it didn't work. Then he wasn't good at it. Because like back in the day, he was much better at it because he used to get thousands, like actual thousands.
Valuable than the dollar, correct? But is the euro more valuable than the dollar, or is the dollar more valuable than the euro right now? Because it keeps changing, right?
Well, you can just fucking look it up.
I don't know.
So yeah, I don't think he is very good at begging. Because like he's degrading himself to such extent that most people would just decide to get a job. Most people wouldn't be comfortable like disrespecting their own selves just for like what? The privilege to sit at home all day and not do anything and barely pay your bills? Nah.
Pound first, euro second, dollar third, I'm being told.
All right, there we go.
There you go. Anyway, let's get to tips, shall we? So our first tip of the day is a $6.66 tip from Sandy Claus, who says, Tekken is love, Tekken is life.
Epic.
Well, there you go. Thank you to Sandy Claus for a 666 tip. If I can find the animation, I promise you I'll click on it. There it is.
Okay, what's the next one, man?
Absolutely
Because
delicious.
now we get into... This is like 40 minutes into an hour 33 video. We just started doing the thing. This was like... Wait, what else happened in this podcast? Because I know I skipped a bunch, but it didn't seem like it was worth anybody's time. So yeah, he talked about the React stuff. So it was just like a recap, basically. Recap, throwback nonsense, and schizophrenia, and then talking about recent video game releases. And of course, my favorite chapter, soliciting support from viewers. That's some nice-ass solicitation we got right here.
Anyway, thank you, Sandy Claus. Shout out to a $5 tipper, Super Snow Carl Turbo HD Remix.
Oh, it's that guy. Is the fake Snow Carl that's nowhere near as smart as the original one, or entertaining, or anything. He's just an actual pay pig. If you're gonna try and jack somebody's gimmick, at least elevate it in some way, or do something better with it. But why would you steal somebody's gimmick and then be much worse than they were?
Well, thank you for the $5 tip, but I'm not even going to address what you're saying because it's drama. And I don't, as you know, I don't feed in the drama anymore. I just don't. I don't care about it. I'm too old for that shit. I'm not going to cause problems with the things that I say. And I'm not going to, so I hope you understand, because I understand what you're saying. I know your comment here, you're trying to basically goad like a joking drama response. I'm just not going to say shit. I'm done with that. You know, I really am. Like, I'll just say this. I'm happy with who I am. I'm happy where I am. I'm happy with the level of popularity that I have.
Oh my god, no, it's the daily affirmation segment. This shit is so fucking obnoxious. And you can see that none of it is true. Not just because I don't like him, but because I've seen enough of his behavior to know that none of this is true. He's not happy with where he is in his career. He is not happy with where he is in life because he spent the last 15 years getting a bunch of money and now he has nothing to show for it. He's not happy with his fucking family because you can see him and his wife on stream and it's the most agonizing, painful fucking thing ever. And their body language tells you everything you need to know. And everything he's trying to say right now is things that he really, really, really wants to believe. He really wants to believe. To the point where it's almost like his reality is gonna fracture and fall apart if he doesn't. So he needs to repeat that every day in the hopes that someday he will just genuinely believe them.
I'm happy with everything.
And it hasn't worked yet, needless to say.
You know, so that's that. I'm happy. There you go. Done. So now you guys can all try to figure out what it was.
Yeah, you should try tell me you're happy a couple more times.
Snow Carl HD Remix tried to get me to say. and why I just responded like that. You're free to speculate, but I'm not going to take that bait per se, because I know that basically that would just open a can of worms and a bunch of idiots would cause problems. Okay? Fair enough. Okay. So, let's see.
Oh yeah, it was probably about the streamer awards, which I'm very confused. Why the fuck was LTG there? Jesus Christ! Out of all the people, you didn't have that. There's so many fucking streamers nowadays. You couldn't give somebody else an award. You got to give it to Dale.
So,
But shout out to Max. I respect Max a lot. Shout out to him.
right now it's 11:54. We have some options, okay? Option number one, we could just do some Q&A, and you guys can throw questions my way, and we could do open Q&A. Option number two, if you want, we could go to the suggestion box.
And now we're already just out of content. 40 minutes in.
That was open 2 days ago, not even. It was like a day and a half ago, and see what suggestions are in there if you want to address some of them. So I'll let you guys determine what would you like to do. Just some open Q&A for a bit.
Yeah. I don't think LTG won an award, but he was there to present it, and it's like, really? Nobody else wanted to do it. Justin Wong couldn't do it. You couldn't get Viscant to do it. Why'd you gotta get fucking LTG?
Or would you like to actually just take the early suggestion box stuff? What do you want to do?
Goddamn.
Suggestion box. Let's talk politics. Suggestion box. All right, we'll do some suggestion box. Let's do it. I actually got it ready. I prepared for this, just in case you guys wanted it. What's up, Jade? Good morning.
Oh, he
Good to see you,
prepared to
Jade.
take
Welcome
suggestions.
to the stream. I know yesterday you skipped all the React stuff. It's good to have you back today. All right, so we start off with a suggestion. I'm not going to read any names, so that way it avoids drama. But, I mean, this is a public post. Anyone could look it up if they wanted to.
Yeah. What kind of drama are we going to create? Let's see how this post is dramatic. And I'm going to pull up the suggestion box so we can find who said that.
Read names on the stream just to avoid drama, all right?
Because if he is saying it, if he's mentioning it, then he's mentioning it for, you know, purposefully.
So, hello. Ready? So here comes the first suggestions. There's no need to recap the previous day on the podcast. We already have the daily wrap. Well, here's the thing.
There is no thing. There is no thing. There is no thing. There is no excuse to have two shows that have exactly the same content and you repeat them every day. Every day, like no cap.
The daily wrap is a brief 5 to 10 minute video to very quickly recap what happened in the last day. So if you missed it, you go back and check it out. When I talk about the day before on the podcast, it's not the same segment.
Yeah, it is the same segment. It literally is the same segment. It's just worse because it's longer and you don't need extensive recaps of a gamer stream. That's not something you need.
Yes, we're talking about the same topics, but it's more fleshed out. It
Why?
gives a lot more supplementary info. Like, for example, today on this show, I explained the premise of DSP Throwback, all the work that's going into the standard videos that go there every day.
We already know this because you mentioned this many, many, many times.
Then I talked about the stream last night and how successful it was, why it's successful, even though it's not giant views, I still consider it successful, and talking about the future of it and the poll. I only talked about maybe 1/3 of that last night on the Daily Wrap, because the Daily Wrap is a fast video meant to just recap the day, get out of here, right? This is where you flesh it out for more in-depth.
But why do you have to flesh it out in the first place? It's a recap of your stream yesterday. Why does that deserve to be fleshed out? If I was interested, I would just go and check out your daily wrap. And if you say something that engages me in the daily wrap, I'll just go watch the stream. Why do we need two separate segments recapping something that already happened? I could just go watch that instead.
And by the way, a lot of the times when
and you can see, like, when he talks about this stuff, he's talking about it like he has already thought it through 1,000 times and he knows that it's the right idea and it all makes perfect sense, and just allow him to explain. And it just doesn't make any fucking sense.
end up recapping what I did the day before here on the show, we end up getting into other topics or talking additionally about it, and that's good because it leads to other stuff. While there's no open discussion on the Daily Wrap.
$2 from Kopsai Default. He has to recap the recap, then recap it again.
Yes, that's what's happening. Why? Nobody knows. It's fucking crazy. That's like an episode of a TV show starting off by recapping what happened in the previous episode for like 30 seconds right at the start. But then, once the episode actually starts, they just start talking about what happened in the previous episode and extend on it. It just makes no sense. If I cared about the previous episode, I would just go watch that.
It's just me talking, done. Here on the podcast, it's different. There's back and forth. I see you guys responding live in the chat, and it allows me to have feedback and very
And now, right now, he's banning somebody.
critical input. That's why
Yeah, he's giving somebody some very critical input.
I like doing that on the show. Okay? So I understand what you're saying. If you're someone who literally is sitting here watching all of my content, you might be like, well, that's repetition.
That absolutely is. And it actually makes people want to watch less of your content.
Well, technically, there's a small amount of repetition in there.
There it is. Oh, dude, we got the side scroller's threat logic. Remember that? Hey, Phil, this sounds like a threat.
Well, first of all, no, it's not.
Well, Phil, yeah, that's definitely what a threat is like.
Well, okay, it's me expressing anger in a threatening manner, okay?
This is the same logic we're using.
Well, yeah, technically, it is repetition, but it's me repeating something in a repetitive manner, okay? So it's not the same. Shut up. Stop complaining about it.
Right. But I definitely feel like doing it on the show and then adding to it and extrapolating upon it and getting your immediate
No, this is not a topic that needs to be added onto. It's not. It just isn't.
feedback on it is way more meaningful than me just talking to myself on the daily wrap and leaving it at that. Okay?
Why even have the daily wrap to begin with at this point? I mean, when you think about it, you got to pick one.
Here's the thing. Back in the day, you were right. I would agree with you. But here's the thing. Back in the day, I used to get tons of comments on videos. So I would do a video like the Daily Wrap, and I get 100 comments, and all of them would be constructive criticism and feedback. I don't get that anymore.
Yeah, this never fucking happened. Never happened. What kind of fucking reality does he think he lived in? Man, I would get like 100 comments, and they would all be constructive criticism. When the fuck did that happen? Get the fuck out of here. People were calling him an idiot as early as like 2009. This never existed. Yes, there was a bunch more people sucking his balls and telling him that he's the best and the greatest ever. And now those people are gone. It's just the other side that's left. But those two sides have always existed.
Right? Now I get most of my feedback right here on the stream. So if I don't mention something on the stream, I might never get feedback on it. So that's why I kind of have to talk about it on the stream the next day. I hope that makes sense. Okay? Mentioning the schedule every podcast makes the first 10 to 15 minutes uninteresting.
Absolutely.
I don't always do it at the first 10 to 15 minutes, but okay.
Oh, there we go. Now we just got a nitpick. Yeah, it doesn't matter. It makes the amount of time you spend on it uninteresting.
Once at the start of the streaming week should be sufficient. Plus, schedule is here already, the schedule command. Okay, once at the start of the streaming week should be sufficient is completely wrong.
It absolutely is not. I mean, this guy publishes his whole schedule for the whole week. If there is something that needs to be changed, then just make a video changing it and then telling people it's different, and that's it. You're a fucking streamer, man. You're not a fucking Fortune 500 business. We're not running a fucking publicly traded corporation here. No, it's a fucking bum that's sitting in front of like children's toys and talking about video games. Stop taking yourself so
The
serious.
schedule changes constantly around here. Most of the time, the schedule that I have when I come back to work on Friday ends up not being the schedule that we have by the end of the week. Case in point, look at this week. We thought that there was going to be Dondoko Island Co-op all week. Guess what? It's already done. So now we got other things we...
It's already done,
If I don't
by the
mention
way.
that on the podcast, how will I figure out what you guys want for Tuesday night?
Well, then mention it when you have to mention it. Oh my god, this dude, like, it's almost like he sees this feedback as some kind of an argument, something that he needs to argue against. And it's naturally like, that's what his brain makes him want to do. It's like, you hear something like this, and I naturally need to tell you why that's wrong.
You see?
Like, such a contrarian type of thing. And it's at this point, why even ask for feedback? Because it's just making you look bad because you're saying no to everything.
Already, there's your evidence that it makes sense to do it on the show. Now, I understand, again, if you're someone who's here literally every day, and you're an adamant watcher of all my content,
$2 from Kopsai Default. Thanks for the feedback. No in STF you give me money.
Oh, that's technically what it is. As even if he considers it feedback, because sometimes he doesn't.
oh man,
And it's like at some point in another like 4 to 5 years, he's gonna be old enough that he's gonna have gone through all the emergencies that could have ever happened to a person. He has milked every single dent that he could milk, and I don't even think even the hardcore dents, like the true and honest mental geniuses, will be buying his shit because they don't now.
when he does the schedule, that's just repetition. Yes, but notice that sometimes the schedule changes. Sometimes I have to get your direct feedback on what I want to do for the schedule when it
Okay, that's
changes.
just sometimes though.
This is critical to me. Again, the interaction that I get on the podcast is key constructive input and criticism that I use to improve my content every day.
Oh man,
If I
he's
don't
the
talk about
worst.
these things on the podcast, I don't get feedback. Because again, not a lot of people leave comments on videos. If they did, that would be different. But that was different back in the day.
Oh yeah, Mr. Extravagant. Sorry about your super chat, dude. I saw that it showed up in chat, but it didn't show up in the stream elements. But I'm just gonna read it out regardless. Big ups for the 5. I can never get over the fact that the guy has a crippling addiction to a mobile game. I would have at least a little respect if it was Boyle or Smack. I mean, yeah, but you know, different strokes for different folks, man. And sometimes you just get hit on somebody and something that you don't get to decide what you're gonna get hooked on, you know. But having a mobile game addiction certainly is much funnier than your other more mainstream addictions.
Used to get tons of comments. Now I get almost none, right? So that's why it's critical to bring this stuff up on the show.
And that's a good point, Phil. Why do you think you got no comments nowadays? Because people realize that giving you feedback is a futile effort. And unless they tell you something that you just want to hear, it doesn't make any sense. And it's just not something that they want to bother with.
Okay? Fair enough. And by the way, the schedule command, half the time I forget to update it because I'm old and stupid. Right? I'm getting old.
Nah, you're just stupid. You're not that old.
Old and senile at 41 years old. I'm about to be 42. If I forget all this stuff when I'm 41, can you imagine how much I'm going to forget when I'm 42?
He's literally half of Joe Biden's age. Half.
There you go.
Half his age.
72 did a super chat. He says, everyone agrees that the schedule is redundant but you. How dare you speak to me that way in a disrespectful tone? I will now permanently ban you from my chat. Get out of here, 672. There you go. You're gone.
Yeah, but why are we joking about it when he has banned people in the past for exactly the same things?
It's funny because he thinks because he attached a super chat that he could just say whatever he wants. Well, you're absolutely right. No, I'm just kidding. For those who don't know, 672 and I razz each other back and forth.
Uh-huh.
It's not serious. We're just messing around.
No, I think you basically have a dominant and submissive relationship going on where he gives you money to kind of like pretend like he's busting your balls and you just shit on him. Like unironically just actually shit on him, humiliate him and take his money. So he's a little like submissive gimp. And DSP is a dominatrix. Oh, imagine that.
It's funny actually. I like having a little bit of camaraderie of razzing back and forth.
Camaraderie.
Thank you, 672 for the super chat.
But when people try and razz him, they get fucking banned.
Okay. Lest someone take it seriously and think that we're actually at each other's throats. We're not. We're just joking around. Okay. Before we continue on with any suggestions, a few more contributions.
Oh yeah, by the way, he actually did ignore the point because he assumed this was a joke, even though it wasn't, because the message was absolutely correct. It's like everybody is over the schedule segment. Like it doesn't matter. It's non-content. It might as well just not exist, and there's no value.
Shout out. So hold on a second here.
It's just dog shit.
Excuse me.
What do we got next?
Anime Slayer tipped $1. Disappointed that the Dondoko co-op is over because we did hype it up. And feeling that co-op should be 2 people playing together. Well, Dondoko can't.
Well, he's not feeling that it should be. That is co-op. It's 2 people playing together. Not one person playing and the other person backseat gaming. That's not co-op.
Be played together. And you're wrong, by the way. So what does the
wrong.
word co-op mean? What is it short for?
Oh, no. Dude, this fucking pre-stream gonna get me pissed the fuck off. I already hate it.
Cooperation.
And we're not even like halfway there.
Correct? 2 people working in tandem to accomplish a common goal.
Okay, if we're gonna be fucking dictionary fetishists, let's actually look it up. So co-op gaming, meaning co-op gaming specifically. A cooperative video game, often abbreviated to as co-op, is a video game that allows players to work together as teammates, usually against one or more non-player character opponents. So does that not imply that you both are actively playing the game? Ah, yes it does. Yes it does. And here we got a Quora. Shout out to Quora. That's where we find all the answers. Get the fuck out of here, fucking pop-ups bullshit ass. We got some guy asking. Actually, I don't even know. What is co-op gaming? What is it? A form of gaming in which you work together, not against, with other players to get certain tasks done. Think of games like Payday 2, blah, 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 blah. In all of these answers, you can see they don't mean one person is playing, the other guy is not playing. They mean both of the people are equally engaged in the game.
$2 from Copsideful. Cop is two people playing together at the same time.
Well, yeah. And you're not playing if you're not holding the controller. If you don't have any agency in the game and you're just giving your, like, verbal input.
So what was the co-op goal with Dondoko?
There's no co-op.
To get...
And I'm only doing this because he's being fucking petty. That's only why I'm doing it. I don't give a fuck if he thinks that's co-op or not. It doesn't matter.
Further in that mode to unlock currency, so when I go back to the main game, we can continue on and buy better items and do basically what we're going to do tonight, go on like a spending spree. That was the first goal. The second goal was to essentially make entertaining content for you guys, right? So
and did it work? Since your wife literally quit because she was bored, did it work? Did it work, Phil?
there's two goals. The two co-op goals, get as far into the mode as possible and make entertaining content. Well, because of Kat's expertise in the mode, we did turbo through it. Like if I
Your
just did
expertise.
that for myself that first night, there was no way we would hit 2 stars in one night. That never would have happened. It's because she knew what she was doing. She knew the things to build, how to do it fast, where to run around, what to unlock quick. She knew how to do that, and it was her expertise in it that allowed us to succeed. And that first night was very successful when it came to entertainment value.
Oh, that first night. Oh, let's talk about the second night when your wife was so bored that she rage quit.
The problem
Well, she didn't rage quit. That would imply she would have some kind of emotions.
was night 2 completely flipped it on its head. Night 2, it became more boring. It was the same grinding stuff over and over. Things weren't advancing as fast. We were getting tired. We were getting very bored with this and wished that we were doing something else. And honestly, I could tell she was getting fatigued from doing it and wasn't having a good time. If we're not having a good time doing co-op, there's no point to doing it. You understand? We're not putting entertaining content out if we're not, both of us are not enjoying it.
Oh, so there we go. Now we admit the second stream was boring. So, epic.
So it's much better to observe that, acknowledge it, and adjust for it than to force yourself to continue with something that no one's enjoying. I don't.
This is like this whole behavior, his attitude, his body language, his mannerisms, his inflections. This is what makes him who he is, man. Because he can sit here and tell you something that is just full of shit, and he's gonna tell it to you with the most like convinced manner he can. It's like he's figured this out. He knows this is true. He believes in his own bullshit. And this is the kind of attitude that makes people go out of their way to mess with him, go out of their way to like dunk on him and prove him wrong. Out of not even like pettiness, just they get irritated that this guy is yapping and there's nobody to tell him anything.
If we had kept doing the Dondoko Island co-op, that it would have been enjoyable for anyone, because for us it would have been a boring grind, and to the viewers we wouldn't have been very happy. We wouldn't, you know, really if you take a look, essentially it wasn't even that entertaining that second half of that stream, because we were so tired and annoyed at the game that we weren't having fun even talking with the audience anymore. And that's not the audience.
They were tired of what? What are they actually tired of? What did they do that is tiring? And don't get me wrong, I know certain jobs, certain activities can be mentally tiring. Other ones can be physically tiring. None of what they do is tiring in the slightest. Maybe I would go as far as to say that some of the things that DSP does are mentally taxing because he has to deal with trolls and people telling him the truth every day. And his entire existence is just wrapped himself around so many layers of lies that it hurts him mentally for somebody to attack those layers to try and break through his pignosis. So I would definitely say, yeah, there's something stressful about that, but nothing else that they did, especially in that stream, they were talking about how tired they were. Nothing they did was tiring in the slightest, mentally, physically, or any other way.
Right? In life, you acknowledge when something is not going so well, and then you adjust for it. If you ignore the problem, then the problem just gets worse, bubbles up, and extrapolates, and then maybe blow up. Why do another 2 streams of Dundoko Island Co-op that we're not enjoying and you're not enjoying? What's the point? Right?
The point is to make money off of your fat wife, Phil.
So
that's the point.
It is co-op. By the way, it's not like it was only one person doing it. Both times, I took over for her at one point and started doing the gameplay as well. If you want to be super stickler to say, well, no, you two weren't cooperating in the gameplay, that's not the definition of what a co-op stream is. I hate to tell you.
That is what the definition of co-op gameplay is.
But
we can just make up definitions. That's all right.
yeah, I mean, there's other games that have co-op gameplay. We're just not doing them right now. And again, we've already discussed this, that some of the games you guys suggested, It Takes Two. She's not interested in that at all.
Why
She
not?
doesn't care about that game. Pal World, she does not like it at all. She watched me play it once. She was so bored. She's like, I would never want to do that. We're going to eventually probably get to a point where we find stuff where Kat will want to participate in.
This never gonna happen, by the way. It's never gonna fucking happen. Because, like, you can see that she's not really trying to find something that's gonna make it interesting for her so she can show up on stream. You can see she's not really invested in it. And the only reason he wants this to happen is so he can profit off of it. So it's gonna take a while until he's desperate enough to actually parade her around again.
But we just haven't found it yet.
So it can feel quote-unquote special. But until then, she's just gonna keep cooking for him and his marathons.
Now, again, we've dabbled with the idea that perhaps she'd like to come in as a guest commentator on a night when I'm just doing...
Because it's like, this is the Burnellian mindset. I'm gonna sit here and create meaningful content for my audience. But my audience shouldn't be the ones that are satisfied with the content and should, like, want to be a part of it. I should be the one. So, Kat, we need to pander to Kat so she can show up on stream again. As if she's the Queen of England or something. As if she's fucking somebody. Like, anybody. She's just fucking Catherine Burnell. She got nothing to offer to anybody. Why should I try so hard and care so hard about when she's gonna be on stream again? She does nothing. You might have a cardboard cutout of a frog that does the same purpose that Kat does.
Regular Like a Dragon. Right? Maybe one of these nights I'll be saying it's a Like a Dragon night, and Kat will just appear and say, hey, I'm here. I just want to hang out and watch you play and do some commentary with you. Great. She's always welcome to do that, and I'm sure she'll let me know if she wants to do that. That's how we'll approach it. But yeah, we're not going to force anything. We're not going to force content that's not good, because it's just not going to be good content. It's going to be shit. We're not going to pretend like we're liking a mode we don't like. We're not going to be overly with the audience when it's boring. You know, we're not going to do that. We're not fake people.
They're not fake people, by the way. This guy fake laughs on a daily basis, a minimum of 5 to 10 times.
We're not people who put on a happy face and act like a character on a stream to make $1.
Yeah, that's well, that's what being an entertainer is like. You put on a happy face and you entertain people to make $1 if that's your job. Because your job exists for you to make $1, Phil. But sure, yeah, that's why you're on level 1 then.
We're real people. That's the difference. I mean, maybe you're so used to streamers who go on, oh, we're doing co-op tonight, and the whole night, oh, it's happy rainbows and unicorns and everything's so great. Everyone's having a great time.
Yeah, well, that's what a show is supposed to be, right? You pretend it's great and you just have a good time. It's not what you don't put on an entertaining show to sit there and be miserable. I mean, well, you do, and Rich does, and Wings does, but yeah, you guys kind of miss the point of what you're doing.
Not us. We're real people.
They're real
You're
people.
getting the real us on our streams.
Ah, right. Maybe we can get less of the real you. Can we do that? Can we get less of Kat? Because the real her is boring as shit, man. I wish she would be a little bit fake.
Okay, continuing on.
Imagine, like, you go to, like, I don't know, who's a prominent rapper right now who hasn't fucked up massively. Okay, let's say Kendrick Lamar. You go to his concert and he just comes out and is like, you know what? I don't really feel like doing this. I'm kind of in a bad mood today. I got a parking ticket earlier, so you guys, like, whatever. I'm just gonna lip sync like 2 songs and I'm going home. Then yeah, that's you guys are great fucking entertainers then.
Let's see here. I'm trying to understand this. Let me read it. It was a $1.99 tip.
Okay,
from
let's try and understand
Stop
this.
recapping on the show after the daily wrap. It encourages people to watch those old videos.
And encourages people to watch the daily wrap. No shit. He would get more views on the daily wraps if he stopped making them in the fucking stream.
Why watch it if you tell us everything?
Yes.
So what you're saying is, again, I'm trying to hammer this in to make sure I'm understanding it. Because on the next day's podcast, I'm telling you what happened the day before, you have no incentive to go watch it.
And now we're gonna pretend like it's the dumbest thing he's ever heard, just because I think he pretends to not understand it, because obviously he just doesn't wanna take it.
I don't believe that at all.
Why not?
Right? That would like be saying, so last night there was a new episode of The Boys. Now you
Okay.
have absolutely no idea what's on the show, so you're not checking it out yet. But then the next morning, everyone at the office is talking about last night's episode of The Boys and how exciting it was.
That's nothing like what we're talking about right now. It's actually nothing like it. It's actually nothing like it.
So now you're enticed to go watch it.
No, not really. Because The Boys has nothing to do with what we're doing here. It's not the same thing at all. It's not nowhere near the same experience.
Right? If I hadn't mentioned today, wow, that retro react stream last night was really good of Heavy Rain, you might be like, nah, I'll check it out when I get a chance. But now I'm talking about it, I'm saying, wow, it was really good. The feedback is outstandingly positive. Everyone says they loved it, they want more. Vote for what you want next week. You're tight. Oh my God, I want to go check it out now.
Whoa, let's see if they did. Let's see if they did, if it's so outstanding and amazing. DSP throwback. What do we got? Oh, yeah. Oh my God, it was so successful. It got 245 views for 11 hours. Look at this. Oh my God, he's right, you guys. He is right. 245 views and climbing. Look at how amazing this stream is and how successful it is. He should recap it more.
Right?
Right. Exactly, Phil. Exactly. You're the GOAT, man.
So I don't understand what you're saying there at all. I'm not literally sitting here for 2 hours in real time telling you moment by moment what happened.
And it's rising, you guys. Tomorrow it might be over 250 views. Imagine if every single one of those people gave him $1. That would be like $250. Insane.
Right?
Right?
If that was the case, that'd be different. But that's not what happened, so I don't understand what you're saying. I don't know. Let's continue on. Hold on a second here.
Okay. I am holding on. I'm about to let go, though.
Okay. I have received a $25 tip.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. This is the sexy time tip. We're about to get sexy, boys. Pull out your Glocks.
For 1
and
minute
your
man.
clocks.
It
Yeah.
says, so far, hold on. Hold on. Let me play animation. Oh, he has a giant paragraph. You know 1 minute man. A lot of the times he has a lot to say. So let me play the animation. Get him on the lead
Yeah, as opposed to what he did previously when he never had anything to say.
first. All right.
Okay, let's get sexy, everybody. He is not. You can tell he is not enjoying reading that because he read the paragraph.
So, 1 minute man. Oh, wait. Okay. 1 minute man says, so you didn't romance anyone in Baldur's Gate 3. That's fine. The option is lurking in almost every personal dialogue. I will agree there. It seems like the game developers really.
Oh my
really
God!
wanted
What is this? Like, look at what he does with his neck. It's like the latest and greatest in like craghead behavior. Look at this.
Gate 3, that's fine. The option is lurking in almost every personal dialogue. I will agree there. It seems like the game developers really
Look at that. Oh my God.
really want to push it down your throat that you should be doing a personal
And he's like instantly right out the gate. We're just nuclear about sexiness. Nuclear. It's almost like his family got killed by a vagina or something. So he's on a crusade to end sex.
relationship in Baldur's Gate 3. I mean, even Withers mentions it. and says, gee, you didn't hook up with anyone yet. It's like, Withers, what the fuck are you talking about? You're supposed to be like a necromantic summoner. Why would you even bring this up? It makes no fucking sense. It really does seem to be like they're really trying to
Hey, you can't spell necromantic without romantic.
wedge that relationship shit down your throat. Why don't you once try an option and see how the game deals with it? And let's get a sample of how it works. Likely there's an opportunity with a feisty female winged creature later. Oh boy. She could help you or take you on a wild ride. It could be fun. Don't be shy.
Bro, that's literally all I've been saying for the entirety of his incel saga and his incel plotline, I guess. I'm just saying, dude, it's just fun for the fucking audience. It's not like you have sexy time with a sexy female in a video game or a dragon or a fucking whatever. And like you gotta get married to him. It's just a fun streaming moment. That's all. But he's thinking about it so deeply that it makes people feel like he's hiding something, like he's insecure about something, like he has some kind of a problem. Because when you react to things with like toxic nuclear heat, it makes people doubt how you feel about it.
I think I've already explained many times my feelings about this, okay? Listen, if you're someone who plays Baldur's Gate 3 and you like everything about it and you like the fact that these options are in there, more power to you to enjoy a virtual romance option. Just like in any of these games, you know?
Bro, here's the thing. Here's the problem with calling it a virtual romance option. It implies that it is in some ways equivalent to a real romance option. So, and I guess that's how he is seeing it, as in like you, Phil, are getting in a relationship with a sexy dragon, for example, and not your player, you know, Sir Philium Bernelius or whatever the fuck is called. Because he can't separate like virtual stuff with reality. And no, the people that have sexy time with a hot, sexy dragon in a video game, they don't really think they're doing it. They don't really think they're gonna get engaged to the dragon in real life. They're doing it because it's a virtual reality. It's a fucking escapism fantasy world where you're not yourself. You are the character.
For example, any of these visual novel games, usually there's the opportunity to have the waifu or husbando character, right? There's even entire genres of gaming based around it. Correct? In Japan, it's huge. They have all these different games based around that kind of stuff, right? If you like it, good for you, right? And that's fine. My personal take is this. Unlike other games that I've played in the past, for example, Mass Effect 1, right, has these relationships with certain characters, whether it be Ashley or Liara or whoever.
Or the guy. You remember the guy you had a relationship with in the game? And it was the funniest thing ever? I wonder if I can find that. DSP Mass Effect. I'll just look up gay. And there we go. This is it. Oh, shout out to Momology for clipping it. But yes, in Mass Effect. And it was like the funniest thing ever. Hold on. This is not the OG reaction. But he is reacting to his reaction technically. So yeah, this is good.
From my original Mass Effect 3 playthrough. Yes, 98 parts, because back then each video I put out was 10 minutes long because of YouTube's.
Yeah.
This is the first. Oh my god.
And it was like the funniest thing ever that gay people in a video game exist. And the game allows you to be a gay boy. That was the funniest thing.
Here I am. Why am I freaking out? Right? I guess you know why? Because I think this was the first opportunity ever in any video game that I had ever like played where there was like an option to be like a homosexual romance option.
This dude is insane, bro.
Even in Mass Effect up to this point, I'm pretty sure this is the first option like that, right? Maximum penetration.
And he's like tweaking out like a schoolgirl.
So, and by the way, some people are saying, why does Phil sound so different? Well, two reasons. My was singing someone else. God damn it. Obviously, I think it would be hilarious to see him end up being with this dude.
But see, back in the day, he realized like what he was doing. He thought it was hilarious. It would be hilarious to see what's gonna happen if I hook up with a dude. Which means he cared about the fucking entertainment aspect of the content. But here we're talking about dudes. When we're talking about girls, we don't do that anymore. Oh no, we don't do that with girls. Very nice.
Where
Very
over
nice.
the course of natural dialogue in the game, it feels like those characters, and not you as a virtual person superimposing yourself into the feet of Shepard, but it feels like Shepard and those characters could actually have some kind of a real attachment or relationship growing over the course of the game. Per your dialogue choices in the game, you can unlock romance, right? And it feels
Okay, if you're gonna ask me, like, honestly, if I think that he's gay, I gotta say no. But I don't think... I think he's had some trouble with it. Maybe, you know, because, you know, gout is associated with erectile dysfunction. Also, he seems very insecure about sex, so maybe, who knows, maybe he's got a fucking small wee-wee or something. And it seemed like Panda Lee kind of made him not like sex. I don't know, maybe she was just too freaky. But I don't think he's gay. I don't think he's actually, like, attracted to dudes. I think it's just, he equates gay to being funny, so he just, like, laughs at it.
organic.
But I don't think he has any kind of a sex drive or motivation or any kind of desire to engage in stuff like that.
And natural with the way that they put it into those games, right? This is my take. You can disagree. I feel like in Baldur's Gate 3, this was a feature.
Or the alternative dark horse speculation that I have is that he might just be addicted to porn. And he's trying to, like, super kind of overcompensate or trying to deflect from that so people think that he's not. Because I don't know. It could be anything. I don't really have anything solid.
$2 from Kopsai Default. He's probably not gay, but he's really insecure.
Yeah, that's what it kind of boils down to for me. But I also don't know about the porn addiction stuff. I don't really know about what are the, I wouldn't say symptoms, but how you would recognize somebody with it.
They wanted to sell this game based on you can hook up with anyone, right? So they made it easy. At one point, I mean, at the end of Act 1, there's the party with the tieflings, and literally everyone in the camp hits on you and wants to sleep with you. Oh yeah, that's really realistic. That immediately, because you had one victory, right, in combat, everyone now wants to sleep with you, right? It's like, what? That's not meaningful development. It wasn't built through meaningful dialogue or relationships or anything like that. It was literally thrown at you as a dangling piece of meat. Hey, for those of you out there who want virtual romance, here it is. Come get it. Do it with anyone in the game. Come on, come on.
But, you know, people sometimes just have casual sex, right? Sometimes you would meet, like, a girl in the club and you would just have sex and she would just leave the next day and that would be it. You know, that's just how it works. I don't know, because he has this very rigid idea of what life should be like. It's almost like a checklist that somebody told him that life should be like that. And if it's not like that, it's wrong and it's bad.
And, you know, I hate to say it, but you can get that feeling when I'm playing the game. I mean, there's people in the chat who are like, are you going to fuck the bear? Are you going to fuck the bear?
But they get that feeling because of how much you avoid doing it. So it's kind of like a thing now. It's a thing that happens. DSP is scared of sex. So anytime there's sex might happen in the game, we need to point it out and we need to raise attention to it.
You sound like an 8-year-old, right? You sound like an immature idiot drooling over the fact that there's romance options in the game and that everyone should just do them because they're in there. That is the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Look at how fucking aggressive he gets over this bullshit.
Right? Now, again, if you're someone who is playing this game for yourself, in your private life, you're not broadcasting it across the fucking internet.
If you're broadcasting it, you have more of a motivation to engage in those activities that you otherwise wouldn't, just to see if you like it or not, just to see if it's going to be entertaining to the audience or not. Because, like, if I was broadcasting, let's say, Yakuza 7, Yakuza Like a Dragon, I would do a bunch of stuff that I wouldn't usually do in the game just because it's more entertaining. That's just how it works when you're an entertainer. But again, he only cares about himself being entertained and not the audience.
To an audience of thousands of people, right? And I say thousands because even though there's a few hundred on my stream, there's all the rebroadcasters and there's also everyone who watches my stuff on demand.
Yeah, they don't like you. They're going to make fun of you regardless. Some people are going to go out of their way to disagree with Phil just because it's Phil. They're going to go out of their way to be a contrarian and argue points that they don't even believe in just because Phil is making the point. So yes, those people, you will never get them on your side. Just forget about it.
Right? If you want to enjoy the romance options, go for it. I'm not criticizing you, but I'm saying my personal take is that would be something that you would want to enjoy for yourself in your own private playthroughs.
But that kind of makes it even weirder. Because why? Is it because I'm going to jerk off to it while it happens or something? Because like the way he phrased it, oh, this is something you're going to enjoy in private. It's like, yeah, it's just like a cutscene of people implying that they're having sex. They don't even show the pee-pee.
Right? It's not like right now, let's start watching rated R movies, softcore porn from the 1980s and 90s of people boning. We're not going to do that on a YouTube stream.
Yeah, that's, again, he is like 0 for 2 with the analogies.
PLX 11387. Sometimes it's about wanting to see the outcome of a pair of characters you like and wanting to see them happy together. No puppy, only wholesome.
Yeah, that's absolutely it. Because I played, I've been playing Yakuza Like a Dragon, the first one, because DSP's gameplay was so terrible, it made me want to pick up that series. And there was this chick, I completely don't know anybody's name, but it's the girl that helps you run the company. And the only way you can level up your level with her is to level up the company. So I've been grinding out the company just because I like her and she's a nice person, and I just want to level up my relationship with her.
It's fucking weird. That's stuff for your own private enjoyment. You don't ask
And now he's talking about this shit like people are ravenously jerking off to
someone
it.
to partake it with you publicly, right? You don't. That's weird shit. Again, I've equated it to, imagine if you're sitting there watching a movie with your family members, and all of a
Okay.
sudden there's a love scene on the screen. Well, that's kind
Are you 12? Are you 12? Because if I watch a movie with my parents now or my entire family, and a sex scene comes off, it's kind of normal. Because I know that my parents know what sex is, and they know that I know what sex is. So there's nothing all that cringe about it. There is when I was fucking 12.
of awkward because I'm sitting here with my parents and family members, and there's two people making out on the street. Like, whoa, it's weird, right?
Is it?
That's something for your private life.
Maybe it's weird because you want to fuck your mom. Maybe that's what's weird, Phil. Maybe it's weird because you got a hard-on for Linda, and you're trying to replace her with Catherine, but it didn't work out.
If your private enjoyment, it's not to be publicly.
And yeah, and also making out is what's nasty. They're not even clapping the meat. They're not even clapping the cheeks. They're not even spreading anything. It's just making out, and you cringe out of your skull, apparently.
Display, right? Maybe you disagree, and if you do, that's also okay. But you gotta respect my opinion on it. I don't want.
No. Nobody. You're not entitled to anybody respecting any opinion you got. That's not how respect works. You're not entitled to any kind of respect on any platform ever.
To be doing public romance stuff in my content, on my streams. That's not what I'm about. You're not coming here for that kind of stuff. Back in the day, 14 years ago in my old playthroughs, yeah, I was trying to appeal to a teen audience, right? So back then it made sense. Today, I'm not appealing to a teen audience. I'm appealing to a more mature adult audience who've been along the ride with me.
Oh, really?
Right?
Really? Wow, that's really interesting. I know so many mature adults who like other people dressing up in weird hats and vests and blowing bubbles. Yes. And I already know so many mature adults that right after they get home from work, they sit there and watch somebody eat food on camera that their wife made. And it's great. It's fantastic. I know so many mature adults like that.
The bottom line is, if you're someone who's here bothering me about this shit every day, why are you doing that? Do you know how fucking obnoxious that is?
Because it gets a reaction.
You shouldn't be bothering me personally about doing romance in games if I don't want to do it, right? How about...
Well, maybe if he had a normal reaction to it and just saying that, you know, he's not into that stuff, and then that's it. Then just say, well, I'm not into sex in video games, and then that's it. That's it. That's all you got to do. But he gives us this reaction every time that makes him look like a fucking sexually oppressed, like, 15-year-old. And it's just so funny, and that's why people are going to keep doing it.
Come to your house and I nag you every day to do something you don't like.
Please come to my house, Phil. And now this is the great segment. I've seen the clip of this. This is fantastic. Enjoy.
What if I really feel like you should eat peanut butter and banana sandwiches? So every day when you go to make lunch, I sit there in your face and I say, make peanut butter banana, make peanut butter banana, make peanut butter banana.
$10
Well, I don't like
from
peanut butter.
Black Mage 666. Who needs their Lindsay 8?
Hey, shout out to Lindussy, bro. It smells like an ashtray in there. You probably don't want to do that. Probably don't want to do that. What were your last 2 super chats, Colbside Phil, and how did I miss them? Because there's something up with stream elements today, but oh yeah, there it is. It is here in the chat. I got it. Thanks. Just tag me in chat if I missed something else, because something is going
from
on.
Lord Kane 666. He sounds like an asexual, but he gets laid. BTW rolling on the floor laughing, rolling on the floor laughing.
Yeah, I think asexual people are way more.
Objectively worst opinions. Respect mine.
I think asexual people are way more well developed than he is, and if they don't want to have sex or don't have a sex drive, that's cool with me, bro. They never told anybody else not to have sex. So, yeah, because Colbside Philly says he's probably not gay, but he's really insecure. That's also what I'm thinking. Also, hold on. Yeah, big ups Infinite Beak says, man with objectively worst opinions is respect my opinions. Yeah, that's not happening. That's not how opinions works. And that's what also Colbside Phil says. He says, we don't have to respect your opinions at all. And that's kind of it. You're not entitled to respect. Respect is the one thing you're never entitled to.
Banana. Fucking make peanut butter banana. The bananas and the peanut butter are right there on the counter, so make it, bitch.
And nobody, and look at these faces, man. Pure like manic aggression. Pure like unhinged. Unhinged, look at this face. It's just anger. It's just rage. Look at those eyes. It's the same vibe you got when he told you to eat it.
No. Respect someone's desires to do or not do something.
And this is also, he's talking about it like people are legitimately like sexually harassing him for not doing sexy time with pixel characters. And like, damn, dude, that's why they keep talking to you like that. So you can keep giving us shit like this.
Don't fucking force them and twist their fucking, the knife into their back. It just makes it more annoying. And this is the thing too, that
this is like when somebody asked if Phil and Kat are gonna kiss on stream, even though they have kissed before on stream. He was acting like they asked them to just raw dog it live on camera on YouTube.
People don't get about.
It's insane, dude. It's insane. And this is the kind of shit that paints him as a super insecure, super narcissistic man baby. And it's just like, yeah, Phil, you're proving everybody's point. Just keep going, bro.
Me, because I've tried to explain it over the years, and I swear people don't get it. The more you nag me about something, the less apt I am to do it. That's just the kind of person I am. Because if you keep
well, I mean, come on. That's the main reason why he is where he is nowadays. Is just that it's not just that it makes him want to do it less, is that he thinks he knows better. That's the thing. And he doesn't want to do the thing because he thinks he knows better. And then his plans eventually just burn out and they just fall apart, and then he starts listening to feedback because he's just desperate.
Bothering me about something that I've outright already answered or told you I don't want to do, it just destroys all desire that I would ever have to want to actually do it, right? So, yeah, when immediately I'm playing Baldur's Gate 3, open the doors because there's sex in that room. Have sex with the bear. Bone this character. Bone that character. You sound like a bunch of fucking immature teenagers. Like you're full of hormones raging out of your bodies and you're uncontrolled. What is wrong with you?
This was like amazing amounts of projection. Because like this is the dude literally yelling to the camera. Literally. Calling other dudes who probably are immature, whatever he just said. That's exactly what he fucking said, and that's probably what they are. But the thing is, like, dude, you're acting like this right now over pixel titties. God damn.
If you want that, that's fine. Enjoy it in your own time, your own space, in your own playthroughs, right? Or go to someone else's horn dog streams where they're doing that kind of stuff. You're not going to find that content here. Why are you even looking for it? You know what I'm saying? Seriously. But again, that's the point I'm making, is the more you bother me about it, the less I would even be inclined to do it. That's just how I am. I don't know. It really is in my life. It's kind of, maybe it's an authority thing. And you know, you tell me what to do. If you justify to me why to do something, then I'll do it. But if you just tell me to do it because you want it, then I won't do it. I don't know. That's kind of how I've always been. Maybe it is a thing, a mental thing from my childhood. Who knows, right? I wonder why I'm like that, but I'm definitely like that, right? On the flip side of that,
Wait. I need a replay of this. Hold on. He's still like with a childish mentality. That's very nice to admit, Phil, in your 40s.
you tell me what to do. If you justify to me why to do something, then I'll do it.
Like the suggestion box that you didn't want to do?
But if you just tell me to do it because you want it, then I won't do it. I don't know. That's kind of how I've always been. Maybe it is a
Well, that's why you're still broke, Phil. That's why you're still a loser and you're still a bum. But let's hear why. He's gonna psychoanalyze himself.
thing, a mental thing from my childhood. Who knows, right? I wonder why I'm like that, but I'm definitely like that, right? On the flip
It's a mental thing from his childhood.
side of that, if you tell me
Okay.
there's something that I can't do, then I'll probably be motivated to prove you wrong and do it.
And you're gonna fail. What was the last thing that people said? That he's not gonna be popular on the internet? Well, wow. Good job on that one, buddy. Good job. You definitely are popular on the internet.
Right? So you
In a fantastic way.
tell me to do something, I won't do it. If you tell me I can't do something, I will do it.
He's not gonna do it. When was the last time this happened?
That's weird, but that is how my mind is wired.
Yeah,
Now that I'm
well.
thinking about it and just talking out loud on the podcast, that's definitely how I am, right?
And this is just a therapy segment. He's thinking about something, talking out loud, and realizing stuff about himself. This is literally just therapy.
So anyway,
I can't wait for the therapy segments in like 2 to 3 years from now. It's gonna be insane. It's gonna be like actually insane.
that's
Because they might even have its own segment that is like Phil Vents or something like that. Venting with Phil.
that's how I am. So yeah, listen, again, I'm not gonna sit here and hate on people
Except you
who
do.
want to partake in romance in Baldur's Gate 3.
But you just called them, what did he call them? Like teenagers, horny teenagers with like emotions and whatever. He already hated on them.
Go for it, right? If that's what floats your boat, if this is what you want to do, have fun with it. I don't mind. It doesn't bother me in the least, right? It's kind of like, also, and this is what I also don't get about people, because there's like, so people want to be happy in their lives, right? They just want to be, and people say, well, I'm gay. I don't care. Good for you. Happy. I'm happy for you that
You're not happy for him, but sure. Keep going.
you found yourself and you found your sexuality and you can find a significant other who you love.
DSP being happy about somebody else is something that just doesn't happen. It's not a thing that exists.
Go for it. I want everyone.
But also, that was a very good clip. I'm gay. I just want to clip the I'm gay. Oh, I don't have the clipping extension? God damn it. Help. Somebody clip this for me, please.
Because there's like, so people want to be happy in their lives, right? They just want to be, people say, well, I'm gay. I don't care. Good for you. Happy. I'm happy for you that you found yourself and you found your sexuality and you can find a significant other who you love. Go for it. I want everyone in life to be happy. Really, I do.
Except the people that you don't like, because you tell him to kill himself.
But it's when you
And that nobody would miss him if they're gone. Dude, I want everybody to be happy except the people that nobody would miss when they're gone, and I want him to go away.
start super
So I want everybody to be happy except the people that don't like me.
imposing belief systems on
Hey, there we go. We got it clipped. Thank you, chat.
others that it becomes obnoxious and intrusive and in some cases harmful.
It's harmful.
Go ahead and be happy in your own life, in your own way. I completely am accepting of anyone who's gay, trans, and all of that.
Really?
That's fine.
Since when, Phil? Since when?
But then when you start creating like wars between people who are straight and gay or trans,
What?
that's when it crosses the line. And I see
Guys.
this all the time on
Guys, I'm getting drafted in the gender wars, and I'm gonna need everybody's support. I'm gonna be facing against a regimen of lesbians, and I'm very concerned, you guys. So if this is my last stream, then it was been a good ride.
and social media. Wars, oh my God, because you're not 100% on this side or 100% on that side. You're all enemies. No, you're not. You got to grow up and be mature at some point, right? And it's the same thing here. Listen, I don't want to partake in the sexual content in a game. It's my personal preference. I've justified it out the ass a million times why I don't want to do it. I'm uncomfortable doing it. I don't think it's good in a public setting.
He's uncomfortable doing it, bro.
I have no desire to have virtual relationships in video games because I'm happily married and I have that in my real life. I don't need it virtually represented in a video game. I don't get any
Oh my
enjoyment.
god. He just keeps going. This is such a huge fucking segment.
Literally, to do it would be forcing me to do something I don't enjoy in my playthrough that's supposed to be for enjoyment. So why would I do that?
Bro, we're just talking about a like 30-second cutscene of you pretending to have sex with somebody in a video game that will not even show anything. He's acting like it's actual like softcore porn that they have in the video game.
Right?
God damn, and it's just some voice lines and maybe an implication that sex is happening.
And if you don't respect
He's talking about it like he's just feeling violated by it. God damn.
that, I don't know what to tell you because I can only express myself in a respectful manner as much as I can before I'm going to start to get pissed, right? And if people keep bugging me about the shit, I'm just going to be like, I'm just going to ignore you now. I'm just not going to pay any attention to you if you're asking me to do things I've already justified a million times why I'm not interested in doing them, okay? I've rationally, matter-of-factly, very nicely, up front have told you a million times, I don't...
£2 from Johnny 5 Chill FUHN Phil doesn't wanna have fun smirk.
Yeah, he doesn't want to have any kind of fun. He's very boring. But it's like, oh, the extremity in this. How far he's taking this whole thing.
like it. I'm not doing
It's like if somebody watched this whole thing completely out of context without knowing he's talking about video games, they might think he's talking about like getting pegged or something.
$5 from Lord Kane 666. He just keeps going over and over and over again like a damn child. Maybe him not getting that toy back then ruined his freaking mind, rolling on the floor laughing. What a loser.
I think I know people are joking around with it, but I think it might have been an actual incident that wired him differently for life. I think him not getting the Wolverine toy, it's either he was still a huge narcissist before that and that just kind of reinforced it, or that was like the first domino that sparked the narcissism and getting as wild as it is. And thinking that people don't take his word seriously because his parents didn't take his word seriously. They didn't buy him that toy whenever he told them. And later on, they didn't have the toy. So yeah, it's crazy. It's really interesting trying to have a peek inside that huge misshaped head of his.
And if you keep bugging me, you're gonna piss me off.
And what?
Alright?
What's gonna happen?
So I'm just gonna try.
$5 from Copsidifal. He has a problem doing it now. He didn't have problem doing it just a few years ago. Really makes you think.
Yeah, well, because I guess he is matured, even though he hasn't really matured. He telling people nowadays to lick shit out of his ass with a spoon. So I guess we just have selective maturity. We get to select what we're gonna mature in and which one we're not. It's like adding skill points to your character in a video game.
To continue to be calm and not flip my lid, right? But
And now, like, this is case in point. Here he's talking about, like, actually having a tantrum. An actual tantrum. Because somebody asked him to have sexy time in a video game.
again, now you know the kind of person that I am.
Absolutely, Phil. The best
£2
kind.
From Andrew R. His bad gameplay made me try so many new games, rolling on the floor laughing.
Yeah, with me too. With most people, it's either he makes you want to play a game because you think to yourself, man, this game cannot be that bad. So I need to check it out. It looks fun. And then you turn out you like it, or he just ruins a game that you're a big fan of because his gameplay is so dog shit. It's one of those. It's always one of those.
You know what I'm saying? The kind of
Big ups,
person I am
Andrew.
is, if you tell me to do something and you can't 100% justify why I should do it, I don't want to do it. And on the flip side, if you tell me I can't do something, I'm more motivated to do it. You understand? So, there you have it. Why do you think that so many people piss me off when they keep asking for the same shit over and over? You know, no, I'm not going to do it, right? So there you go. And again, I don't want anyone to take offense at what I'm saying, because I'm not. I'm trying to be as not offensive as possible. I'm not offended at the fact that
Yeah, but hold on. You just called him a bunch of names, man.
people think that it might be funny to see me react to this stuff in the game. I don't care for it. It literally would annoy me to do it, so
Really?
don't ask for it. I'm trying to be as nice as possible about it. I don't know why people don't understand at this point that you're actually like annoying me now by bothering me with this stuff, right? If you're a well-intentioned viewer or fan and you know that I don't like it.
Bro, you know what? He's talking about this like he has some kind of an addiction. Because this made me think of like let's say you got a friend that wants to stop smoking cigarettes. And you're all at a party, everybody's fucking smoking, they're all drinking, and you trying to, well, not you, but let's say there's some asshole there that's trying to make him smoke. But the guy is trying to stop smoking. So he's giving you this kind of a segment. He's like, you know what, man, I'm getting uncomfortable doing this. I don't want to do this. Like, why you gotta be making me do this? It's kind of seeming like he's trying to avoid doing it because of some kind of a subconscious bias or some kind of a subconscious desire.
Stop asking me to keep doing it, right? I'm not going to do it. The more you bug me about it, the less inclined I am to do it. You understand?
Or maybe I'm just thinking too deeply in this, and this guy is just, he's just stubborn and pig-headed, which is also something that he is.
Every once in a while is a joke. Like, I thought it was funny when accidentally you get into one of these conversations, like with Gale, and they're talking about, what was it? The veil or whatever it was, and the magic powers, and all of a sudden he wants to smooch you. It's like, what are you talking about? Like, I thought that we were talking about the magic powers of D&D, and now all of a sudden this guy wants to start making out. Like, that's ridiculous, right? That's funny, right? But then you can say, okay, no, I'm not going that far. It's ridiculous. You can cancel out of it. But
Wow.
this is it's so unnaturally wedged into the game. Again, I feel like they wanted to make this a selling point for certain kinds of people who are so into virtual romance and video games with their, it's a whole industry. It really is a whole industry.
Really, this, we're drawing a parallel to that game, Stellar Blade, that apparently that game has also been developed to focus on the coomers, with the coomer generation in mind, so they can coom over the hot lady that's in the game. Even though I looked up the article and they didn't say anything like that. They said they made her attractive because you look at her all the time. So she might as well just be attractive.
Industry that now it's a selling point of Baldur's Gate.
But now he's acting like people buy Baldur's Gate to have virtual sex with the characters.
3 that you could do this with all the cast, and it's so easy
look
to
at
do 'cause
this.
they're jumping your bones after the first third of the game, right? It's ridiculous. So if you want that, go for it. I'm not all about that. Please stop bothering me about it. I'm trying to be as nice as possible. I'm not interested in it. All right? It's really getting to the point where it's like I feel like people are trying to purposely piss me off. That's not good. I don't want to feel like people who I thought are longtime fans and supporters are trying to purposely upset me.
Oh, look at this. We're just dissing 1 Minute Man. Because this all stemmed from the 1 Minute Man tip.
I don't think that's the case, but I want you to understand I'm trying to make this as clear as possible.
Oh, yeah. So get in line, you fucking cucks. Get in line. And stop saying things that upset this 42-year-old man.
It's upsetting me.
He definitely got an erectile dysfunction. That must be a thing. First of all, because you got like a 70% chance to have it if you got gout. And he does have gout, and he's had gout for a long time. So that pee-pee is definitely not... It's not.
Stop bringing it up and bugging me about it, because I'm not going to do it. The more you ask, the less inclined I am.
Because this, like, no guy with a functioning penis reacts to stuff like this. I'm not saying you gotta jump on the fucking horny wagon and whip the dick out, but it's like, this is irrational. This is a extreme response that is warranted by something.
Okay, very good. I don't know if I can make it more clear than that and be more calm about it as I talk about it. I really don't. I tried to keep my cool here, all right? Okay, continuing on here. It looks like there was a few super chats that came in.
Let's see what else we got.
Here.
Because I don't think I'm going to do the today's pre-stream. Because I will be having some work later. And I would rather do it early than after the pre-stream. And also, I'm not going to be drinking if I do it. So I would like to be drinking. So I'll just do it another time.
Who I got to get rid of.
And we got to get rid of something.
Let's see. I do feel, I will say this, I do feel that what it is that in a lot of cases, I feel like people just don't want to let go of the past.
What?
Because remember, I get 10, 15 years ago.
Oh my
that's the kind
God.
of content that I focused on because it got teenagers to watch my content.
But, dude, Like, just be realistic with yourself for a minute there, man. Just like acknowledge reality. Who do you think watches you now? Who? You know those people that watch you. We know Haseo is addicted to fucking hentai. We know Derek is harassing porn stars and jerking off to them 24/7. We know Jade has like extreme paralysis. You're not capable of writing a single sentence together. We know the villain is an actual soft dick 30-year-old Viagra popping fucking guy who goes and gets stood up by prostitutes because he shows up too late. That's a true story, by the way. Like, those guys are watching him. Those fucking losers and rejects. Why is he acting like he's got fucking intellectuals tuning into his stuff? Give me a fucking break, dude.
It did.
He got more degenerates watching him nowadays than they used to.
Teenagers were all about that, ooh, sexual risque stuff. They loved it. I haven't been like that in so many years. I changed many, many years ago. Just like people who bug me about John Rambo co-op and shit. It's like, guys, I haven't talked to John Rambo in 9 fucking years. It's not happening. I'm never going to do co-op with John Rambo again. I'm never going to go back to being the immature sexual commentary guy again. It's just not happening. It doesn't matter how much you desire it, how many wishes upon a star you have. Reality is reality.
John
Things
Rambo
change
is
over
dead.
time. For the better, in my opinion. I like my content today better
Well, of course you did. What else you gonna say?
than the stuff I used
Are
to
you
do.
gonna say that you wish you were back in 2014 where you had a barely legal girlfriend and a bunch of fucking money and some people still liked you? Is that what you're gonna say? Of course not. Of course DSP is gonna say that whatever he is doing at the current moment in the current year is the best it's ever been, because that's just DSP. 2 years from now, he's gonna tell you that in 2024 he was super miserable and he wanted to kill himself and he was drinking himself to sleep every day. It's just a matter of time. It's just a matter of time.
Trying to constantly be stretching the limits of the commentary I can do and always say the most ridiculous over-the-top thing to get attention on my content. I like my content now more. I really enjoy this better. Having real relationships, real conversations is what I meant to say. Real social interactions.
They're not real conversations if you're the guy who can say something and people have to agree with it. And also, you're not on even footing. You're the guy who's talking. They're the people who are typing one sentence at a time. This is not a social interaction or a meaningful conversation in the slightest.
With all of you, instead of it me.
A meaningful conversation for Darkside Phil would be him talking to a psychiatrist.
Sex, racism, or racial commentary, sex.
What the fuck is a racial commentary?
Violence. I don't have to do that anymore. I literally
Racial commentary. The way, oh my god, man, this dude. Because I know exactly what he means by it.
don't have to fill every moment of dead air, and I like that
Racial
better.
commentary.
It's more true to who I am.
Is just bringing it. His racial commentary is just saying, hey, this is a person from a specific race. Insert the bare minimum stereotype for that race here. That's it. Oh, it's an Asian person? Well, you must like pork fried rice and talk in a very specific way that I don't understand, which makes it funny to me.
Instead of me making crazy, really pushing the boundary shit up every moment, instead we could just be real people. That's much better, okay? Now, if you don't agree with that, you probably should have jumped ship from my content like 8 years ago.
They did. And they still do.
It's been that long. Are you
Big ups for the membership, Wesley H.
aware? It's literally been that long since I changed my content. People just don't seem to realize it yet.
Maybe because you also dwell in the past too much. Because this stream started off with him talking about how great his throwback stream was of him watching his gameplay from back in the day when he was a terrible person that said things for shock value. But apparently it was amazing, and he had a shit ton of fun doing it. And now we have a brand new channel, DSP Throwback, that is based exclusively in living in the past. So I don't know why your audience would be living in the past when, well, you're also living in the past. I don't know why they wouldn't be.
It's like, yeah, it's been that long. So time to move on. It's time to stop asking for old Phil. Old Phil is old and in the past and is not coming back. But there's a reason why I have a throwback channel. So if you still want to enjoy those old times and the old style, it's still there. You can still get it and like it and enjoy it over there. And we can all laugh at it together on these fun retro react streams, right? That's the point. I don't understand where the confusion is coming in. I just don't. It seems to be clear as day, written in front of you. Here's how things are. Well, I'm going to ignore all that and still go over here and ask for something else. Right?
Yeah. I hate the old Phil. Actually, I miss the old Phil. Hate on the Jews Phil. I hate the new Phil.
Do you walk into an Italian restaurant that used to
Drinks
be a burger
no
joint
booze Phil.
and demand a hamburger? Well, sorry.
I just did the worst fucking Kanye thing ever, dude. I should clip this out of the stream.
Sir, we're an Italian restaurant now. Well, I want your old burger. I loved it. Well, we don't
Just
serve
delete
burgers
it.
anymore. Would you like
I should have had a whole like 8 bars of it.
our delicious lasagna dish?
Oh no!
I want a burger.
No, we're not doing fucking lasagna, sausage house, sandwich food analogy. No.
Burger. Sir, we don't serve burgers. What are you doing here? You know what I'm saying? I don't... There you go, the restaurant analogy, and it works. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't serve burgers anymore. I serve gourmet
What?
Italian dishes. So if you
Bruh.
want gourmet Italian, stay here on DSP Game.
Gourmet
For burgers,
Italian.
Go across the street to McDonald's.
Oh my god, I can't, man. That's why I drink watching these. I can't watch this shit.
I don't know what
sober.
else to say. There you go.
This is like actual schizophrenia at work. I'm looking at a guy lose his mind, and I actually have nothing against that. I would actually encourage him to keep losing his mind, because somehow it's very funny to me.
Go. Quote that. That should be the clip. That should be the clip that everyone puts on the internet. Don't take anything in reference. Take that clip completely out of reference and just put it on the internet.
Yeah, but even in context, it doesn't make sense. You don't make the gourmet equivalent of a YouTube video. You make the, I don't know, leftovers, I guess. That's how I could compare it to food. Whatever the fuck you got, it's just like a raw spoiled bread.
And people will be like, what the fuck? What's he talking about? What? That would be great. All right. Anyway, let's continue. So I can't find this troll. There was a troll. I'm just going to ignore his super chat. Clashed23 did a super chat. He says, did you see LTG? He got booed at a streaming awards by the crowd. He was announcing best FGC player of the year. I pay no attention to that stuff.
Ah, there we go.
Of course, people, try to bother me with it. I'm like, I don't care about any of that drama nonsense, so I'm not going to
How is it drama
involve
nonsense?
myself in it.
Uh-huh.
And 672.
Because he already involved himself with LTG. But the thing is, at least LTG was invited to that. He was meaningful enough to be invited. Yeah, he got booed, and I would have fucking booed him too. He's a fucking asshole. But at least he is better than Phil. So he actually went there and showed up, even if he got booed.
To the super chat, he says, you absolutely cannot play Cyberpunk's DLC. I forbid you. All right.
He's
Well,
not
I'm gonna-
playing
I'm
it
gonna
anyways.
Finally say I agree with something 672 says for a rarity, and I really appreciate that feedback. And now I will completely skip the Cyberpunk Phantom Liberty DLC. Thank you so much for that recommendation there, 672. And I will always say, when people say, well, why didn't you ever check out Phantom Liberty? I'm going to say, well, don't you remember that 672 said that I should skip it? So I really cherish his opinions, so we're skipping it.
He is so unfunny, man. It's like painful. And then he does
say-
this
people
thing,
say, well, why didn't you ever
the comedic delivery thing. Just watch this without audio. So he makes his joke, and kind of like Nostalgia Critic, he's sitting there for the joke to sink in and for the applause to play. He's imagining that there's a laugh track happening or applause. So we're holding on to it for like comedic appeal, and then we do a fake as fuck laugh. This is gonna be the fakest laugh you've heard today. Get ready.
There you go. That's how it works, right?
The most forced artificial laugh ever.
Okay. All right. Continuing on. All right. It's like 12:25. So for now, we'll close the suggestions thread. We only got through like two, really.
Yeah, and both of them were the same thing. Stop repeating yourself every day and stop repeating yourself every day.
I think we did 2 suggestions. So please continue to submit suggestions in that thread. I will continue to get to them when we get time on the podcast. But we only got through like 1 or 2 today, so there you go. Okay. Oh, here's the old suggestions thread. Let me close that one. That one's super duper outdated now.
Oh yeah, we hate that one too.
Okay.
Oh,
I'm
and now I
curious
wonder,
here.
like, what is gonna be the next saga? Who is he gonna be mad at next? It's very interesting to me. I'm trying to predict it, but I don't even know.
People are voting for. Let's see. Poll results for next week's Retro React stream.
Oh, I don't give a fuck about this. I think next we start lashing out at his own community. I think that's what it is gonna be the next thing, the next big thing. And that's gonna be actually the death of him, because he doesn't realize he's got too comfortable with his community paying for his entire lifestyle. And he's gonna start realizing once they just drop off one by one, he's gonna realize he's gonna have to be much better, you know, to them. But we'll see.
You know, a chicken tender. You're not gonna get it. He's solid.
I think, yeah, that's a good idea. The June the King documentary, how that's gonna pan out. I think at first he's gonna think it's great because, well, he already conditioned himself to think that it's gonna be great because it's his favorite YouTuber making a video about him that's gonna get him a lot of views. By extension, he also has some kind of an involvement on a personal level to contribute with stuff because June has talked to him 100%. So yeah, it's very interesting. I don't think that video is gonna help him at all because the core of his problems is that his content, if you're watching it as it is intended, is boring as sin. And yes, I also mean June the King's content as well. That guy is so fucking boring. But DSP, yes, he is boring. He is toxic. He is not creative in the slightest. He is not interesting to watch, and he blatantly disrespects you in your time. So why would you bother supporting him in the way his content is intended? If you're watching from the other side of the fence, where it's, you know, you're a fucking troll and you don't like him, there's a lot to go through and there's a lot to have fun with.
What's in gabagool?
I thought you were Italian. You would know.
What's in that? It's a real dish, though, isn't it? But I can't remember what's in it. All right, we got a little bit extra time. If anyone wants to just mess around and tag me in the chat, we'll
mess around. Well, how are we gonna mess around?
Alfredo isn't really Italian. Well, they serve it at Italian restaurants. How about this? Eggplant rollatini. You ever had that? Dude, eggplant rollatini is super good.
Oh my god, shut the fuck up.
Butter and banana sandwiches, actually nothing. I never tried it. It sounds interesting. Like, I might like it. I feel like that might be a combination I would enjoy, but I've never had it myself.
You should try a 9mm sandwich from Subway.
Like hateful clips about me.
Wait, what?
Is it possible to get merch this year?
No,
I don't have any merch.
No merch, because nobody gonna buy it. The designs suck and nobody's gonna buy it. Even when the designs weren't dog shit, still nobody bought them.
Again, this is a topic every once in a while people bring up. I haven't found a merch company that doesn't respond to trolls.
That is not woke. Well, you're not gonna find it because it's not fucking, like, nobody's gonna go to business with you and risk, you know, having to deal with a bunch of shit for somebody who is not a draw. This motherfucker doesn't draw a dime. Because, like, I'm sure they're willing to work with bigger, even more controversial people as long as they make money. And they're going to ignore all their trolls and so on and so forth. But DSP is just not worth it. This dude's going to make you, like, what? At most, $100 a month. At most. And then you got to deal with the bad publicity of working with him. It's just not worth it. It's just not worth it.
Okay?
It never will be.
Merch company on my side, my trolls just bother them and say, hey, this guy's a jerk, here's why. And they send them a montage of, like, hateful clips about me over the past 15 years, showing things that are monstrously outdated and not representative of who I am today.
Yeah, they're representative of who you always were and who you always will be, because some things don't change, DSP, and you definitely haven't changed that much.
Again, the risque commentary of
YouTube. Racial jokes.
Say, oh, is this what you want in your business? And then they say, oh, we can't have you.
Yeah. Well, you can send him a clip from 3 weeks ago when he was telling people to eat shit out of his ass with a spoon. I'm sure whoever merch company looks at this is going to be super happy with working with him. I'm sure that's going to be the case.
Our site, because people are complaining.
Yes.
So, unless we can find a...
Or you can pull up any clip that has the phrase worthless human in it. It's going to be epic. Just look it up.
A website or a business that's not...
And a nice wiping off the grease off the face and wiping it on the jammies.
Say, oh, is this what you want in your business?
Just pay attention with this. Look at this shit. Epic moment. You're wiping it off here, nice grease, and then on the armchair. No.
Bend over to trolls because they're stupid and weak and flimsy and wishy-washy cancel culture idiots.
Cancel culture idiots.
You know, the only way I could have merch is to actually finance it myself up front, buy it myself, produce it, and then try to sell it. I don't have the money to do that. I did that once ages ago, and it didn't go well, and I was stuck with a million shirts that just caused problems with me and my friends, so I'm not doing that ever again.
What happened with those shirts?
So, okay.
Oh my god. Oh, dude. 10 seconds ago, he was wiping grease off of his face in a chair, and now he's just biting that same hand. Like, this dude is an actual animal.
Okay.
And now, look at this. Oh my god. Look at these, like, 10 seconds of motion. Look at this body language. So, first, we're talking about some schizophrenic shit. Not listening to this. This is not important in this case. Now he's wiping it off from the other side of his face and blatantly wiping it off in the pajama pants. Like, this is an actual 5-year-old child. It's a toddler. It might as well be. Because toddlers also eat their boogers, and he does it too. Rubbing the nose again, wiping everything off in the pajama pants. Now we're biting the fingers that we just wiped grease off of our face with. Tasty and delicious.
2023, check out my year-end series.
And I'm supposed to respect anything about this guy, let alone his fucking opinion.
We're not gonna force each other to play games that we don't like, because then it's not gonna be fun. It's just gonna be going through the motions to put out a piece of content, throw it on the internet that's not gonna be genuinely happy and fun. Like,
that's already what you do on a daily basis, DSP. Your whole channel is based around assembly line content, and is just a factory that's just shitting out worthless videos every day.
watch her reaction the first time we did Q&A, right? And the first time that we did Dodokan Island, or Dondoko Island, excuse me, got it confused.
Or Doko Doko
check out how
Island, it
happy
doesn't
she
matter
was,
anyways.
Right? That's the kind of pure enjoyment we want to relay in the content that
Pure
we do.
enjoyment.
We don't want to be like, well, we're just forcing ourselves to do co-op to make money today. So
But that's your job,
but let's
bruh.
just force our ways through it and not enjoy it.
What? Can't you just pretend like you're enjoying it out of respect for the people that feed your fat wife?
It's not what we're here for.
No, they're not here for that. They can't degrade themselves like that and be fake. But we can degrade ourselves in literally beg for money. Literally.
You understand? It's not. So we're not
But
doing
that's where it ends. He has too much self-respect to pretend like he's enjoying a video game.
that. We're going to wait till it makes sense.
And again, we're picking the face. I don't even know what's happening at this point. He might just be having, like, I don't know, like leprosy or
What happened to the million
something.
shirts? See, I discussed this 2 years ago when I responded to a documentary about me. The shirts were the Project 7 shirts. First, we tried to sell them at conventions. They didn't sell at all.
Yeah, nobody wanted him.
Then Project 7 actually released, and we sold a decent amount. And then completely,
many, like
when the
3?
project got canceled, no one ever wanted them ever again. So they sat in storage for like 3 years. Eventually, John Rambo dumped them at my house and said, "Here, take them all back."
Yeah, these guys, all of them, by the way, are complete idiots. Because they made a bunch of shirts and paid for them, not knowing if the shirts are going to sell at all. Not knowing if there's any kind of demand for those shirts. It's just the most like DSP, the most Burnellian logic you can use. He used it.
So I did. And when I moved across the country, I took them with me and paid to ship them across the country, which is really stupid. I should have just thrown them out. And then having them sit here for 2 years, eventually I said, well, maybe I'll give them out to my patrons. So I started mailing them to patrons, and then people started complaining, oh, why are you doing shirts that are from an old project involving your friends, and now you're selling them on Patreon, even though that's not what I was doing. Why are you selling them on Patreon?
Well, you technically are. You're giving them away after somebody has given you money, so you're not directly, literally selling them, but it's not much better. So you probably don't want to argue that specific point, because you're not going to get anywhere.
Well, even though fans want them, that's not right because your friends are on them and stuff. So I said, fuck this, and I threw them out. I literally threw them the fuck out. They've burned.
Wait, you couldn't donate those? You can just give them to a fucking homeless person in Seattle? God knows, there's plenty of homeless people in Seattle. But no, we're just throwing away perfectly good brand new clothes. Because he was stubborn, that's why. Because somebody told him, hey Phil, you're not supposed to do this.
I actually put them in a big bonfire, and I fucking lit them on fire, and I pissed on the fire as they burned away.
Yeah, he didn't do that.
I laughed maniacally in the night.
But I wouldn't be surprised if he did.
Just like that when I did. I said, I'll never have to deal with these shirts ever again.
Right, but what part of this story is true, and what of it is made up? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Honda Scooter, how exactly do you want us to believe that people are messaging you in the chat when there's no private messages on YouTube? There's literally no private messaging service on YouTube, so no one could be messaging you.
Oh my
saying what you're
god.
doing. Saying what you're saying, I'm sorry. So you're full of shit, and you should stop spamming the chat right now.
Oh wow. That guy got completely like a flying elbow in the face.
It's pretty funny. People are on
What
here,
was
they think
it?
they're on Twitch or something.
Yeah, but why did you fall for this in the first place? Because he just can't avoid a toxic interaction. He can't pass on one. He just can't. Anytime there's the opportunity to be toxic at somebody, he's got to take it. He just has to. It's who he is. It's how he works.
There's a game signed by you on eBay listed for $800,000. Cool.
Oh, yeah.
What game is it?
I don't know, but it was yeah, it was signed by DSP, and some dude thought it's gonna sell for like $500,000 or whatever. Obviously, it's not.
You're very confused, Honda Scooter.
The only thing related to DSP that's worth $500,000 is his debt.
You should be. It sounds like you're living in some alternate dimension, but somehow you're still able to communicate with us in this dimension through the power of YouTube chat. That is pretty confusing. I must admit.
Yeah, who cares, bro? Why are you still on this shit?
It's just the box. You may not realize this, but just autographed boxes of things that I've signed are more valuable than actual games. Because that's the meme, is that supposedly I used to just give away boxes, which isn't true.
It is actually true, though. Many times.
But that's the meme. So
How is it a meme? What?
that's the negative meme.
How are you just gonna lie about this? How are you gonna lie about this? We all know you gave away multiple empty boxes that you signed.
The just the box autographed is actually worth more inflated value.
Uh-huh. And now it's just a meme, I guess. Everything that happened in his life that he doesn't like is just a meme. We just call it a meme.
That's correct.
It literally happened. I've seen it. It's multiple times he's given away fucking empty game cases with autographs.
A $6
that don't mean anything.
tip from Ugly Tuna Roll. He says that's blasphemy. Fettuccine chicken alfredo. Copies and collector's edition games now dying out. Those trips to the local GameStop are long lost memories. Correct. I mean, who even needs to go to GameStop anymore?
Just because you don't need to do something doesn't mean that you're not gonna do it.
Right?
Who needs to go to GameStop? You don't technically need to do it. You don't need to, but you might like doing it, so you might want to go there.
What's the point? Why would you ever go to a GameStop? I mean, it's a legit question. Is there a single reason why you would ever need to go there? It's a junk store now. You go in there, it's a bunch of pop culture or pop figures, t-shirts, mugs, toys, junk, you know? A bunch of crappy third-party controllers you wouldn't want to buy from there anyway because they're more expensive than what you would pay online. I mean, honestly, the only thing that I can think of is you really want to dive into their used game library. But even then, their used games are way more expensive than usually what you would pay for online anyway. So unless you absolutely need to buy something and go home that moment with it in your hands and use it, I don't see a reason why anyone would literally ever spend $1 at GameStop in the modern day.
Look, I haven't been to GameStop, but I really like those gaming stores because usually they have some good offers and discounts on like peripherals and other kind of hardware. So I've picked up multiple things from stores like this, and I just like going to the store physically and buying the thing instead of having it arrive by mail or like a delivery guy, because it's just I just like it more.
In the day, this was not the case. When everything was not instant digital, GameStop was the go-to place. They had all the games, they had all the accessories, all the consoles. You could buy them together and trade them in bundles and get extra trading credit. They would have the strategy guides. They would have 9 years. What's up? Phil in chat, I am loving the Yakuza playthrough. I'm glad. And we're doing it tonight.
Oh yeah, you're the only one.
Rewards of Dondoku. I think I do remember that. It was early on, though. This was before the era of, like, you know, iPhones and expensive phones. I remember them, like, having Nokia phones and shit and trying to, like, sell them. I was like, what the fuck am I going to GameStop to buy a Nokia phone for? Right?
Sure, dude.
Game box meme.
Oh wait, what? What meme? Oh, the game box meme. Yes.
No, the meme. Some people are asking about the empty game box meme. If you can believe it, this empty game box meme originated over a decade ago. All right, when my haters first started to become prominent, with this is how you don't play, and they wanted to turn every positive that I did into a negative. Back in the day, when I had lots of money, this is before I ever moved out of Connecticut. I was like, I had a lot of money from the ad
Oh, this is gonna be a mega retcon. I can't wait.
revenue I made on YouTube.
I can't
I
wait.
used to do, I called it the Hardcore Gaming Season Giveaway. So every week for 3 to 4 months at the end of the year, during the busiest gaming season of the year, I would do a giveaway.
So you did it then. So you actually did it.
And sometimes it would be,
So it's correct that you did it, and you actually gave away the empty game boxes, and you recorded yourself doing it as proof, as evidence, and you went to GameStop and returned the game so you can get some value out of this whole thing because you're a greasy fucking worm like that.
an actual game. Sometimes it would be a piece of merch. It was just various things from the games that I would purchase and do over the course of the holiday season. So I remember one year, I want to say it was a Deus Ex game. Like, it was probably like Deus Ex Human Revolution.
There's multiple games.
Right? And
I mean, bro, like, why do we gotta do this? Giveaway empty game box. I've seen multiple videos of them. Yeah, look at this. DSP's infamous hardcore gaming giveaway. They were empty. And I'm sure, oh yeah, there we go. 1 month ago, ALT did a stream on this. So you can go see the whole thing. And look at this. And we got a Kojima World Order video about it. We got this one. So this is just, how many times did this happen? So we got one time that it happened here.
talk the Hardcore Gaming Season Giveaway.
What the fuck did he give away
Number
here?
one, or you're the last guy who posts up, I will use a random number generator to pick some.
Oh yeah, yap. Oh, so we got, that is true. We got the, hold on. I'm sure I've seen the stats somewhere of when he gave away what and which thing it was when. Oh, here we have it in chat. Thank you, Proxycon. So we got in 2013, he gave away 5 games and 5 empty boxes. So we already got 5 empty boxes to add to the list. Then in 2014, he had 1 game, 1 empty box, and 5 figures. So it happened multiple times for it to be a meme. That's a very...
I bought the collector's edition.
a very
of the game,
realistic style
and it
meme.
had all this collector's edition content. It had like a book with art. It had like a soundtrack CD. It had like all the extra shit. But the game itself, I was playing, and then eventually I traded the game in at GameStop because you get the bonus trading credit to get more games. So I didn't have the game anymore.
And he just admitted he was making money hand over fist back then. And still wanted to get his fucking credit. Still, because he's that much of a greasy fucking turd.
But I still had all the collector's edition content. And what happened was...
And then he wanted to give away like a empty game box that was just gonna go to the trash so he can seem like he cares about his fan base. The people that pay his fucking bills.
Back then, I actually had like my own website and my own forum.
Because like this is the thing with those fucking entitled ass YouTubers, and I'm looking at Wings of Redemption, Richard. I'm looking at this dude, looking at LTG. They get so carried away by thinking that they're super amazing and by how awesome and popular they are. They forget why they're popular in the first place and who actually made them popular and who pays their bills. They forget about it, and then in the end, we get to this point where they start pretending like they care a lot to overcompensate all these years that they just did whatever the fuck they wanted to do. And it was stubborn as fuck.
All a thing of the past now. But people would go to my website and post up in the forums, oh, I want this, and I'm interested in it. And we would get hundreds, sometimes thousands of posts of people who were interested in getting these things. So people would post up, and then I would use a random number generator to pick a random post. I would pick a winner, and then I would contact that person behind the scenes and say, hey, congrats, you won. So you're going to get what I offered this week for the giveaway. Give me your mailing address and let me know if you want to autograph anything. If you want me to autograph anything.
Yeah, give me your mailing address so I can send you an empty box of a spoon.
So I remember one of the times was all the collector's edition content of like Deus Ex, and that was it. Just the collector's edition content. I didn't have the game anymore.
The actual junk. Actual junk.
But I had all the other content.
What is the? How is that content valuable? How is that content? What the fuck does it mean?
So
it's worthless.
No exaggeration. Hundreds to thousands of people posted up to get it. Someone won, and they said, "Yeah, autograph it. Autograph the box and everything." So I did. I autographed the box. I packaged it up. I mailed it to them, which cost a lot of money to do.
Bro, like how much? How much? Really? You just said he was making money hand over fist, and now we're talking about how much he cared. He cared so much that he was sending people empty game boxes that cost a lot to ship.
I mailed it to them, and that was it. And the meme became, "Oh, you see, Darkside Phil gives out empty boxes to his fans. Those are his giveaways."
Yeah, he was giving out empty video game boxes. That is true. That is factually correct, and he does it like 6 times. So, how is it a meme?
Despite the fact that I gave away dozens of games, the fact that I gave away a PS4 at launch. I had an extra PS4 that I had bought, and I had nothing to do with it, and I gave it away to a fan at launch.
How did he buy multiple PS4s? What? He had an extra PS4 he had nothing to do. How did you stumble upon an extra PS4? This guy was making so much money.
20 Norwegian.
He couldn't even decide what to spend it on. He thought this shit would never end. It's insane. Yeah, Big Ups J-Dog says, Big Ups Deus Ex. And small ups to, I guess, sex. Because it's bad.
But the
Oh yeah, he bought it for Pandalise. She didn't want it? Oh man, that bitch.
meme is
that
Phil gives away
ungrateful
empty
bitch.
boxes. And that's all anyone remembers, because that's all people, you know, remember, is that me giving away one empty box, even though I gave away
it wasn't
likely
one.
thousands of dollars of things over the years. They don't want to hear that. Just like they
Oh sure, if he gave away a PS4, that's good. Big ups.
don't want to hear that Darkside Phil was good at old Street Fighter and placed and won tournaments.
What?
That doesn't count.
No, it does count, but it's still like 20 years ago. It does count for me. I respect him for his achievements, even though his achievements are nothing special to me. I don't see why I should praise him for him. It's not much that I respect, but I respect the effort that he put in.
That's not true. It is true, but the meme is I'm bad at games, so you can't ever believe that I was actually a good Street Fighter player. This goes hand in hand with these toxic culture on the internet of erasing the positive past and only talking about this one small negative thing that you think is the truth when it's not.
Not DSP. Here's the thing, pal. It's that you've done so much shitty, stupid, moronic, toxic stuff in so few good, positive, selfless things that they just kind of become irrelevant. And they're insignificant. So you can mention them just to show that you're fair towards the guy, you know, hey, Phil, good job for winning a fucking Tekken trophy 25 fucking years ago. But then again, we got all this other negative stuff that completely outshines anything positive that he's done. That is just negligible.
But because so many people mass repeat it, it becomes a cultish mentality.
Cultish
and they
style
actually
mentality.
fabricate it into reality as what happened.
Is this the cult segment? Hold on. This is the cult segment. Let's cover it before he goes live.
It's not true. It's sad, but that's how it's been with me for the last 10 to 15 years. Erase anything good that ever happened and only focus on negative things, and that's supposed to be the legacy of me. Bullshit. I'm still here every day to tell you all that bullshit and call it out. So that's the truth about the empty box, you know?
Let's talk about a cult, please. Please.
Yeah, you'd be surprised shipping stuff around the world, because I opened it up worldwide. I said ship it in. It was a right? Like one was called DSP 3. That if your kids watch DSP's content, they're gonna become these crazy.
Oh yeah, here it is. Here it is.
People
Here it is. Here it is. This is so good.
I just find it funny because when this all started, at the very beginning of me being a YouTuber, people actually accused me of being a cult leader. There was actually detractor channels, like one was called DSP Cult Leader.
Yeah, you actually are.
The actual channel was like, oh, don't you see that Phil is trying to brainwash your children into watching his content, and he's trying to bring them down the path of debauchery. That if your kids watch DSP's content, they're gonna become these crazy like deviants.
Well, what about Derek? We see how Derek is. He's been watching you for the last decade, my guy.
Because they're watching DSP. I swear
there's a lot of deviance in your audience that has been proven.
This was real, okay? Now here we are today in the present day, and actually take a look at the amount of cultish haters there are out
Really?
there. Literally, they're the ones who've been brainwashed. It's not me who brainwashed people to like my content. People have literally been brainwashed to hate me and my content. It's the complete polar opposite. Is what's
Epic.
actually
Look at
come to
this.
fruition over the last 15 years.
And look at this, he gives you the smug face, like he just owned you. This is the mic drop face. But here's the thing, Phil, let's talk about cults a little bit. Cults are usually centered around one person who is very charismatic and has a way with words, and he has a way with making everybody feel welcome and special. Well, not this cult, because it's not exactly a one-to-one comparison with what a cult is. But I'm just trying to tell you that the detractor community is much less like a cult in many and very easily provable ways than Darkside Phil. Because let's say you look up any platform in which detractors interact with each other. You look up Kiwi Farms. Whenever somebody has a really stupid opinion, they get laughed out of the forum. They get called every name in the book, and they get every kind of negative sticker attached to their post. Same shit happens on Reddit. Same shit happens on Twitter. Same shit happens in people Discords. Because they get in fucking fights with each other and they can't agree on stuff. And that's why I have to lay down the law sometimes. The detractors, some of them openly dislike each other. And they just don't interact. And that's how they coexist. That's it. There is no agreed upon way of talking about Phil. There's no agreed upon format of talking about Phil. There's no agreed upon way of detracting. That's why many people usually start getting in arguments with each other, because some believe that he should be trolled more, but they don't want to take the initiative. Other people believe he should be trolled less and be his own worst detractor. So on and so forth. The detractor community is also open to being exposed to outsiders. We saw what happened when Craig was exposed to the community and how people reached out to him. They didn't run away. You saw how people reacted to Mike Klum when he was involved. Anytime there's like a huge popular video going out of somebody who is not known as a detractor, they get involved. And they get, they go outside of the community to like show other people what's going on. Meanwhile, in Darkside Phil's chat, you are allowed to talk about pretty much whatever he wants you to talk about. You are not allowed to disagree. If you disagree, you will be labeled as a detractor. You will be labeled thusly as an outsider. You will be shunned and you will be publicly ridiculed. Also, in order to even talk to him, you need to talk to him in a very specific way that doesn't get him upset. And what else? Yeah, I don't really know. It's all based around one person. Detractor community, any platform you look at, does never have one singular entity that determines like what's happening, what the opinions are. While he is that guy, he is the guy who's supposed to determine how people feel about stuff, and if you don't like it, well, too bad. And you can actually observe that in the way that he treats his wife. Because in 2018, 2019, when she showed up to the Q&As, she used to love pop culture, she used to like Marvel movies, she used to like K-pop, and she used to like anime. And now, under the influence of somebody that hates all this stuff, she hates him now. Very interesting. So I guess that's it. You can go watch the guy. I'm going to end this here. Because
6 a.m. Pacific time.
what is he talking about? Am I going to stay or am I going to go?
So if you want to get up at the crack of dawn to hear about a bunch of Nintendo announcements, good for you. I'll be sleeping.
I will be sleeping
tomorrow...
too. I guess this is it for the stream, dude. This is it for the stream. I'll be around next time. And now I got to go do some work. So thanks everybody for watching. I'll see you next time. Until then, Yong out.